An amazing start yesterday to PMWC at EWC 26 as 4 Thrives came out on top in first place, finishing the day, and OG was able to get the last chicken dinner. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is the 7WG, and I'm joined by none other than Neptura and Max. Neptura, yesterday lived up to expectations for Group A.
It really did. I really enjoyed watching all the carnage that came in, especially on that rondo. We started off day one with a bang. It was really, really fun to see. And Max, yeah, we got lots to talk about on this show. We do.
Yeah, I mean, Group A was absolute madness over there. But you know what? For the Group of Death, I was expecting some teams to dominate even more. But everyone put up such big numbers, and it's still so close to see who's going to be making in the top 5. So if you're in the top 5 today, it's not sure you're still going to be here after today's 6 matches.
That's absolutely right, because we will be sending teams home today from Group A. The bottom 3 will get those keys crushed. The top 5 will get a chance to go directly to the grand finals. And for everybody currently watching at home, let us know your predictions. Go to the EWC Play app. Let us know who you think is going to be going home, who you think is going to be actually moving on directly to the finals. Use that hashtag EWC and the hashtag EWC26, because yesterday we actually got a chance to see some of your guys' clips with the gun sounds that you guys ended up doing. We're still trying to see if we can actually show it here, so maybe we'll either show it later today, and let me know what other sounds you guys want to see Maxman and Neptura make as we head on to pretty much just day one. One thing that we actually did notice from day one from talking to the players as well, Max, is that it wasn't as aggressive as we thought it was going to be. There wasn't one team that was just fully dominating the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, very clearly, the eliminations, of course, are very important, but the rotation some of the teams just took out of their hat out of nowhere was just very impressive. So for the Group of Death, I got to say, it's a pretty smart group. It's a 10,000 IQ group right now. And with the rotations we've seen from especially Enigma Galaxy, we'll talk a little bit about that later on here in Neptura, but I'm loving the macro aspect of this lobby.
Yep.
Hopefully they can maintain it in these 6 matches.
I'm hoping it's going to be maintained, and I'm also hoping that there's going to be a team that will come out on top and start just sponging up a bunch of points. But if you ended up missing what happened in day 1 of PMWC at EWC 26, we got the SDC Rewind for you.
Hey, before we get started with day 2, we gotta back it up for the STC Rewind to talk about Rewind, baby, and talk about all the craziness that happened at day 1. Of course, I'm Hot Jukes. I'm here with Blank. Dude, yesterday was wild.
It was, yeah. I mean, we had a great win starting out with from Geeky. I don't think there was a lot of unexpected wins yesterday, which was very, very good. I know that you wanted to speak about Enigma Galaxy in particular because they were very, very good yesterday, despite a rough early start.
Yeah, and especially considering how important Rondo is, right? We're going into day 2. When it came to day 1, they were out early, like first team out. So I talked to Coops. I was like, bro, what happened? And he was like, dude, Team Flash, they did their homework. They ended up taking out our recall guy, hunted us down, and took us out. We didn't see it coming, but for day 2, we're going to be ready.
Yeah, they're going to fix that up. But it came into game 3. It's an insane 2-2 split that happened on over towards Pachinki and East Coast Motor Power. That worked out. I mean, I was having questions from people in chat asking me what the hell happened there? How did that work out? But all eyes still on 4 Thrives right now. Still a powerhouse despite coming off some rough games yesterday. But from PMGO coming into this, they're looking strong. They're at the top of the leaderboards.
Hey, Pakistan's crushing it. Like you mentioned, 4 Thrives on top right now. But then at the end, OG, right, came out with that chicken dinner. That put them in the show here. So, you know, today they're going to be coming out strong as well.
I mean, India is back on the map once again, which is great to see. Market improvement from last year as well, which is insane. And for OG to re-qualify now, show that they've improved a lot. I mean, Aru was hitting some mental shots yesterday. Finishing off for chicken dinner is just absolutely lovely. It's also great to see Aurora get themselves a win in game 2. Hot Juice.
Yes, I mean, hey, the top 5 is going to be so dang close here. So teams need to do everything they possibly can. But man, I think that's pretty much wraps up day 1, right?
I think we've had a very nice rewind, but we got to get out of here.
Let's do it.
For the time being. 3, 2, 1.
Substitution no jutsu.
How did you guys just get here? Hello, welcome. I might need your teleportation machine. Lace here, Hot Jukes, Xander, Guys, today we'll be crushing some keys. Obviously, we've got our bottom three. That is a bubble that we need to be incredibly careful of and watching ever so slightly throughout this competition in our 6 matches. Now, of course, we've got Alula Club Esports, Thunder Talk Gaming, and X-Force Rejects sitting in that bottom 3. Hot Jukes, what do you feel like these teams may need to do to push their way up into that middle?
They need to do a whole lot. That's for sure. That's right. We have substituted ourselves with ourselves here. All right, so we are now in the studio, and when it comes to those bottom 3, they got a lot of work to do. But you know what? It can be done pretty quickly if they can make it happen in Rondo, which is one of the most important maps here because you could get 10, 20 eliminations, a chicken dinner. 30 points would pretty much lock them in and even give them an opportunity to get into that top 5. So when it comes to those bottom 3 teams, I hope they did their homework. Team Flash definitely did yesterday. So when it comes to them, they're going to be set up for those bottom 3, though. They got to make it happen.
Yeah, and I mean, Alula Club Esports, if they can just hit a 5-point average, they will actually be able to skyrocket up, overtake the teams, and get into that position. But I'm looking at S-Force Rejects there, Xander. They are right on the tippy bottom with only 16 points.
Yeah, I mean, even their drop spots feel a little bit weak right now, sadly. And I've been worried about them. I have been worried about them. I think even when we were watching it, it didn't feel super confident yesterday. And they were cruising. There wasn't really even much to comment on during the games. It felt like they're going out quite early. I'd like to see a bit of a change today. Again, we have seen that you can have a really bad match and still bounce back in the terms of Nigma Galaxy. Also, I lost my glasses somehow during that substitution of Jutsu. They got left behind, so went the arena. But again, X-Force Rejects, they need to see clearly going into today if they want to do well. But it is possible over such a short match set.
Yeah. Well, look, guys, I want you to be your best EWC 26 salesman, okay? Hot Jukes, sell me in 30 seconds for Thrives.
That's easy. Look, if all these players and all these teams were a buffet, okay? Right? We got other squads that are like the meat, and they're all set up. But 4 Thrives are that hot, fresh chicken dish, right?
I am hungry, yes.
They're just put right there on the side. I saw you running with some chicken a little bit earlier, right? You just can't resist it. They're too good, too hot, and too fresh. Right now, they're looking good.
Okay, I reckon I might buy some of that because, that you tantalized my taste buds there. Now, Xander, best salesman attitude, all right? I don't know if you've got a blazer under this or anything like that, but that's fine. Aurora, sell me in 30 seconds. Go.
Well, Aurora, they don't always show up when you need them to, but during a group stage, it can be great. During the finals, maybe not so much. But who doesn't like someone who shows up at not maybe the best time, but maybe the time when you want to see them? Get a first place in group stage, and then we could maybe hope for something good in the finals, potentially.
I mean, showing up is a part of the job, right? So I guess, is that what you're saying?
I never said I was a great salesman.
I'm buying it.
But they have shown up now and again.
Okay, well, let's hope Aurora can show up. Guys, thank you so much for teleporting to me. And we have Glitter with our club championship update.
Time to kick off the day with another club championship update. And we have a lot of storylines to get into today. So first, we're going to kick things off with Ton over from the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet to tell us a little bit about what's been going on in your competition.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one as far as the club championship goes. I mean, look, the big story, we have a few little ones intertwined in there. But the big story for us really is in AGAL. They are one of the favorites for the tournament, almost guaranteed at least second place. At first place right now would put them in first in the club championship. Of course, if you discount everything else that Falcons are doing, but it would give them a really big opportunity to put their name firmly in the hat. What I love about the conversation around AGAL, we kind of been having this for 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Dark horses, dark horses, dark horses. If they go on to win, of course, over on my stage, the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet, then they are looking to put themselves actually in that conversation, which I'm really looking forward to.
Which would be insane because we also have AGAL playing in Group A today, which will end today, and then will determine, do they make it through to finals at the bottom of the lobby? Do their keys get crushed? We were expecting them to bare minimum make it to finals. And like you're saying, if this is a situation where they could have 2 titles for week 5, where they're able to really kind of solidify a good spot for themselves, get some extra points on the board, they are in the discussion with the best of the best, and everyone's chasing Falcons.
And there has been a couple of other indications actually for our side of things. There has been some other teams who are in that mix. I picked up a couple of points here and there. Virtus Pro, Vitality, Aurora have all picked up a minimum of 200 points, which will help them. And I think, we're having the conversation about first place so often. The prize pool
Assalamualaikum. Special guest speaker for the यार आप लोग कहोगे कि यार क्यों मोबाइल का मतलब माइक ऑन नहीं कर रहे इसमें सॉरी इतना आ रहा है कि माइक कैसे ऑन करूँ को क्या हो गया यार ना कर रही दो कनेक्शन स्टार्ट हो जाओ स्टार्ट हो जाओ यार पोटी तो पहले दिन पे टॉप पे बैठ गया इंशाल्लाह आज ये 2 चिकन 2 3 4 5 चिकन निकालेंगे ना तो किसी का दादा भी हमको नहीं पकड़ेंगे फिर बहुत रेस्पोर्ट देखो भाई सबसे हाईएस्ट एलिमिनेशन हमारे पॉइंट हमारे यार ये देखो ये देखो एक भी चिकन नहीं किया है ना फिर भी हम टॉप पे बैठ गए 59 पॉइंट ये दो टीम ने 2 चिकन इन्हें निकाले और फिर दूसरे नंबर पे इंडियन टीम 6 नंबर वाले वही 6 कसम से ये तो वही काम हो गया 6-0 इस वीडियो में टिकटॉक पे बनाऊंगा सबर करो 6-0 ये बहुत अच्छा हो गया यार टीम प्लेस यार कल बहुत अच्छा खेल रहे थे पूरा गेमिंग अरोरा गेमिंग वाले भी अच्छा खेल रहे थे और पूरे वाला पीछे क्यों चले गए और कभी कहीं दवाई नहीं चाह रखे थे गेम स्पोर्ट अबोला क्लब गेमिंग स्टार टीम टीम नहीं यार बहुत ज़्यादा पीछे जा रहे बस हमारे शहर में टॉप पे बेटे ना आज भी कम से कम 130 पॉइंट निकाल लेना और 3-4 चिकन निकाल ले 25-27 के किल के साथ मज़ा आएगा और कुछ नहीं करना आप लोग जैसे आराम से बैठ के कैंपिंग किया करो इंडियन की तरह इतनी खुश हो रहा था नहीं हैशटैग के आगे 2 किल के साथ तो भाई इसकी व्यूअर कितना खुश हो रहा है यार क्या बात है यार सही अपडेट तो जल्दी This is the King
I really like seeing from a control team. This is the kind of thing that you miss in a control team. But look at the head-to-head here, Force versus Go. It's such an interesting thing. Yes, you see the stats.
Guys, क्या qualify करेगा?
Also mention here that these rotations are also really, really interesting when you think about these 2 teams side by side. Both of them do wraparound rotations. Take a different
यार IQ तो IQ है ना nice finish फर्क क्या आ रहा है हुज़ैफा यार हुज़ैफा ने जो 1v3 किया ना ओला पे कसम से ये बहुत ही यार इसकी तरह भाई कोई नहीं कर सकता है यार Tito phone नहीं करो नहीं Wassup अच्छा हो एलिमिनेशन पदक 15 एलिमिनेशन पदक यार कैरेक्स वाले भी अच्छे खेल रहे थे यार। भाई की उधर तो भाई मचा रखी है मुझे पाने यार।
Yeah, I'm hoping that Max is going to be able to put up those numbers. One player that we actually got a chance to see there, as well as we're seeing right now on the screen, was Goops. Goops ended up showing up here for them in turn.
Yes, he did. It was so nice to see that comeback from Coops that we've been waiting for.
आगे नहीं डाल गए गए गया फलक की नेट से बचना इम्पॉसिबल है जी। वही 1 minute 4
So very, very fun to see that and how that evolves today.
Yeah, for them, it has to be that synergy that we were able to spot yesterday. Remember, one fight that just stands out for me
अबे भाई स्टार्ट भी करो यार।
with Goops was when they were fighting with Lord. The synergy that they were having was when Neo was pushing as well. That's what you want to see out of that squad. Now wants to be in the top 5.
That is an S2
यार आज ना वो पिछले टूर्नामेंट की तरह ना जो चैंपियन बने थे उसकी तरह पहले 3 चिकन निकाल लेना मजा आएगा कसम से।
Especially when they were getting that second place, third placing levels, maybe in this one, with the way they're performing, they're going to be pushing for that first place and finally break out of that second or third. But one team that we've been keeping a close eye on is none other than OG. We've been wanting them to see be aggressive and they wanted to showcase it here perfectly.
I want you guys to check out this clip because right now what we wanted to see from the Ramazan is aggressive. Get them right into a play of PMWC and really get surrounded with this Earth, this Aurora in
फौजी वाला भाई फौजी जेब साले एक नोट कर दिए इसने ये ऊपर एक का पता नहीं है ठीक है इनको कोई अरे यार ग्रुप ए का लास्ट डे है डे 2 ठीक है कल से फिर बी वाला ग्रुप बी का स्टार्ट हो जाएगा।
I love it. I love the passion behind it.
We need that passion here. No, I really agree. I want to see a little bit more from Orangutan, just like that. Seven Fury as well. I have kind of the same point to say about both of these teams, right? Is we're seeing very short, direct rotations. Going back to that rotational angle here is I want to see more activity from them in general because I feel like they're kind of holding back and like if we can survive.
इंग्लिश बोल पाएगा हम इंग्लिश सीखेगा तो भी हम बोलेगा। अच्छा मुझे ना वो पबजी वाले कहते हैं तुम इंग्लिश में वीडियो बनाओ मुझे इंग्लिश आता ही नहीं है कैसे बनाओगे 2-3 वीडियो अपलोड करते और रिजेक्ट कर दिया। बार बार के फिर मैंने उसको मैसेज कर दिया ना मैंने कहा किस तरह की वीडियो प्लीज टेल इंग्लिश इंग्लिश में वीडियो बनाऊंगी सर मुझे इंग्लिश नहीं आता तो हम कैसे बनाए इंग्लिश में वीडियो सोचा चलो हम एक और किस्म की वीडियो बनाते हैं फिर कहा यार चलो केक कट के बनाते हैं ठीक है और उस पर ना करेंगे टाइपिंग वाला इंग्लिश होती है इंग्लिश करते हैं ना और फिर मुझे आप जैसे लगाते हैं तो हम वही करेंगे। यार इंग्लिश समझ आता है लेकिन यार बोल नहीं सकता थोड़ा थोड़ा बोल सकता है थोड़ा थोड़ा नहीं बोल सकता है। Ini fair agad heran. Kasi heran kasi heran kasi si heran. Start taking
Yeah. The main problem was that Flash, they had so many space for them in the north side of the map. No one was putting pressure on them. So they ended up having the whole north, east side of the map.
Yeah.
So since no one is applying pressure on them, we were a little bit exposed for them pushing us because they had one guy over the check in our right side. So the other two guys couldn't help the other two guys, so we were kind of splitted. But if there was any team like Nigma was applying a little bit of pressure on them, it would be like a perfect split. This happens.
It happens. I think you're right. I think Flash had so much room to work with, so that really benefited them. And finally, the Miramar, Los Leones. Obviously, a bit of a hard time with Los Leones. I mean, for a lot of teams, right? It's always going to be difficult in an urban ending like that. You guys had a split across the warehouses outside Los Leones and inside Los Leones, which I think is smart if it shifts away, but then you kind of had a bit of a dysfunction at the junction, as it were. So talk to me about that.
So I think actually the idea wasn't to have this split, because the main problem was we had an idea of getting the building the exits of Los Leones, but 40 got ahead of us, so we had to do a quick change of position, and the last two guys were outside of the position to go inside Los Leones, so they have to go through the open field, and we eventually lost silence there. It was cut, and then Ayala I think almost lost his car, so he were unable to get back with the other three players. So we ended up all splitting in the map, and it wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But it happened, right? So we can just we did the VODs to prepare for if something goes like we weren't expecting, to have a backup plan. So let's regroup in another position. Let's find something a little bit there and be together as a team, right?
Fantastic. Big fight back for today.
I think we are more than capable of bouncing back. We have a very skillful team, and only depends of if we apply our game, the game that we're practicing, we definitely can be in the top 5 today.
Nai, amazing as always. Thank you very much here, and good luck for today.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Kalaris. And Nai always giving out that good intel, and is a man with so much experience too.
He really is, and I just love that he's able to pinpoint the issues every single time, so you know that they're going to come out swinging on this day, put the ego aside, and hopefully jump up, maybe in top 5.
Maybe in top 5, go directly to that grand finals, but definitely stay away from this bottom 3, because this is day 2 of PMWC at EWC 26, and it's time we get started.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue for our day 2 of the PMWC group stage. Today, 5 teams will secure their spots into the finals.
They've had a taste of what it's like to compete on the Gdynia City grid, but now it's time for Group A to show up or be shown the door.
And Barney, the standing can change very quickly, but one thing remains the same. Every team wants to avoid these bottom 3 at all costs.
Just 6 more maps will decide your fate, and if you weren't feeling the pressure yesterday, you're certainly going to be feeling it today, because keys are going to be crushed. And so it's time to close out Group A with a bang, starting with Furia.
Geeky Esports.
Team Flash.
Go Team.
AGAL.
Thunder Talk Gaming.
Chaos rejects.
Kiwum Derricks.
Nigma Galaxy.
Four Tribes Esports.
Orangutan.
Gaming Stars.
Aurora Gaming.
Al Hula Club Esports.
Team RRQ.
And finally, Ulf Esports. We've reached the moment where every decision counts. Our players are ready to give it everything they've got and prove they belong at the top.
5 teams watch and wait from the finals lobby. 8 fight for survival and 3 are sent packing. It's time for day 2 of the PMWC group stage at EWC 2026. "32 teams from all over the world prepare for battle on the Gdynia City grid over the next 4 days. Players from all corners of the world looking to make their mark and laser focused on the title of PMWC champion. GK Esports,
AGL, Team Flash,
Goat Team, Thunder Talk Gaming, DRX,
Team RQ, Aurora Gaming.
This is the beginning of a lengthy journey to find the most talented team in the world.
Maple's got one of his own. Good shock on it. Could be blind.
It's all
He gets one. Can he do the drop down? Can he hit the shots? DK Sachi. He's got them on a broadside. Oh, insult to injury. Take down the down player first. But it is a duo chicken dinner. Not quite connecting. The shotgun is ringing out over the bonnet. Nearly doing the work, but the explosion takes him down instead. And gotta hit the shots with the shots all up to Rev. Killer Joe gets it done. His days should be numbered. Wow. It gives him a reason to remember the name as well. Ragnarok's time as well as truly pass. There's the shot over onto Aurora. OG, bring it on home with the last chicken dinner in a day, Paris. You've been wonderful today, Paris. Give yourself a pat on the back. Man, it's insane.
Hi there, guys, and welcome back for day 2 here at PMWC at EWC. It is me, Blank, as well as Mr. Hot Chicks, who's joining me here today. Very excited to get into this one. We have 6 more matches so far of Group A to get ourselves through today. There's a lot on the line for some of these teams because some teams will be going home today. Some keys will be getting crushed, Hot Jukes.
That is correct. 3 to be exact. 3 teams, keys, dreams are going to be all done.
अच्छा guys, तुम लोग गेम एंजॉय करो, ठीक है? और मैं बाजारों पे आ रहा हूँ.
In the running for that top 5. I mean, we still have 6 matches left to go. That's still plenty of time, right? Even for the teams all the way at the bottom to make it happen. But if you are in those bottom ranks, you really need to get it done here and now. Rondo is the match to do it.
We do have a Thunder Talk down towards that bottom side of the tables right now. It's a tough position to be in, right? Again, I think that China has come in swinging this time around, but has it been enough so far? One team is at risk of elimination right now. Alula, they were able to eliminate Alpha 7, but can they save themselves here right now, this year, to make their way through? I think that it's an interesting one, especially for Geeky. Again, there wasn't a massive amount of hopes and dreams laid on this team, but they have surprisingly performed so far. It's been nice to see they came out swinging with a chicken dinner start of the day yesterday.
Yeah.
But again, we talked about it during the STC Rewind. But Four Tribes, yeah, rewind. Four Tribes looking great. They are still looking great, and I think they will continue to look great going today. They had a strong Rondo. Do you think it's going to happen again?
It's going to be tough, right? I think that Rondo being that map that is so important here, I think everybody did their homework to another level last night, and are going to mix things up. I mean, I know one team in particular for sure is Enigma Galaxy, because they got taken out immediately on that Rondo there, and they said that, no, yeah, Team Flash, they hunted us down. And I think that the whole lobby at this stage, they saw that, right? They're like, you know what? We're at risk of this happening. You know, even Four Thrives, I've got to maybe think twice here. So, hey, make those changes, make it happen, and get it done here for match number 1, as it looks like we got the playing going. Let's get this started.
And we are down towards the south portion of the map for day number 2. As we get into it, this is the last day for Group A, the last day for some of these teams to make their mark here and progress into the rest of PMWC. But for some teams, it will be the final hurdle that will trip them up. See what they can make happen. This is a difficult circle. There's difficult playing path, here on Rondo down towards the south side. Doesn't really open up a lot of the northwest. There's going to be some long shoots here for some of our squads. Stadium a little bit hard to make your way on over. But for Enigma Galaxy, you hope that they have figured out a solution, potentially. Aurora as well. I don't think they were able to get as much action as they might have liked over towards Yulin. There was a lot of fighting in Neox Factory.
But yeah, you can see here, no double plane path, just the southern one. You can see the team starting to hop on out. You got to make sure that you protect that single player going for that recall. That is so important here. And
no double plane paths.
Yeah, no double plane paths.
Oh, anymore.
No, that's right. That's right. Yeah, not going to happen. We got just a single one here. And you know what? One opportunity for a lot of these teams, right? Like we were talking about earlier, to get it done. And you can see that Neox Factory area is hot, as well as Dan Ching. And you can see Thunder Talk. That is the team that needs to make it happen here big time, getting into it with AGAL.
It's a scary team to get into it, though, because yesterday, Maple looked fantastic on the initial approach. Shing underneath from Thunder Talk, but AJ does open up onto Maple of all teams. But I am getting word that is potentially a rehost coming through. We will wait and see. And it is the truth. We're not lying to you. So in the meantime, we will have to wait for that one. But I think most of the players probably not unhappy about that, considering it's quite a difficult plane to start things off down towards that south side in Danxing. It forced a lot of teams out of the way, but then we did get an eastern circle, which wasn't too bad for the squads.
Yeah, no big deal here. You know what I'm saying? We get a little bit more time to talk about these teams, get a little bit more time for these teams to kind of prep and figure out how they're going to make this happen here, because 24, they got just these next few hours to either stay here in Paris or go home. And they want to definitely extend that life just a little bit further here. So looking at the leaderboards, let's break that down, right? So top 5, again, folks, those are going to be the ones moving straight to the finals. Bottom 3 are going home. That's it for today. And those teams in between heading into that survival stage. So you have in 5th place, KRX tied with Aurora with 47 points. OG with that chicken dinner on that last game, right? Were able to really make things happen. But it does look like we are hearing...
We lied.
Yeah, we lied. Psych!
We lied!
Psych!
We're back in.
We're here.
Disregard all previous conversation because we are back here on Rondo. I am excited for it to go to another rehost, though. But for the time being, we'll treat this as real life.
That's correct.
Real stakes on the line. Juicy stakes at that. As T24 opens up onto 1, now looks for the second. It's going to be a hard push, but they cannot take him down. T24 brings the gore in Neox.
I'll tell you what, 1v2, baby. That was real, and that was live. That's how you get it done. T24 getting revenge for his teammates. Valak ends up going down, so they are stuck with 2. I'm sure IQ is going to be out there getting them back up here in just a couple of seconds. But beautiful play to start things off. The group of death has not disappointed at all.
And again, I mean, it made me laugh hearing Max say this is the deathy group. It is kind of. He's not wrong. T24 even taking a tumble there versus Ayala, who has been quite a strong member for Furious. Sadly, they are quite down on the numbers at the moment. Whoa!
Wait.
Was that 4th drive just out? Okay. 4T struggle. T24 is able to get 2 elims for them, but that is a disastrous result for them. You know, always difficult to see where other players went down. We did have a slight blackout during the middle of that, so couldn't quite see where the 4th player actually left, but it might have been Flash.
Yeah.
It may have been Flash again.
And we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
We were, right? I was just saying, like, hey, you know what? Even if you're 4th drives, you got to be concerned here because you're at the top of the leaderboards.
Yeah.
If someone's going to hunt you down, that's the squad to do it. And unfortunately for them, they go out early. Hey, huge opportunity, right, for these teams right below them to surpass them on the leaderboards.
Yeah, Rondo is like very much a good map for saving your run. A lot of times, Silence opening up. Yeah, Chief is down. We get a quick replay. This is Flower H. This is actually the fight versus Thunder Talk, which was going fairly badly. Now, Flower H was having an absolutely sick day yesterday in terms of the damage numbers, and that is a quick spin around. Did they fully go out, though? Let's take a quick look on the leaderboards. Yeah, all gamers, 4 players alive. They look good. They were able to reset on that one. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. I mean, I don't know where exactly IQ was because he wasn't in the fight with this team. But he was, I guess, tried to go to a recall tower, got caught out, unfortunately, and that's them done and dusted. Hey, the rest of the lobby's still here, though, 15 teams. Aula, Claws, trying to hit some cheeky shots using that stairwell. Silence is down to 1 HP. He gets the knock, and Claws gets naded. Rest of the team, I think, is just a little bit too far to support him. Actually, never mind. Yeah, right behind him. Quick is there to challenge Furia. Chief going to throw down some smokes to try to get his teammate up here. But with this fight slowing down, yeah, I think Quick is like, oof, this is a little bit too late to start this push.
Yeah, he's in the struggle bus now. And again, this is one of the situations where it's actually very hard to deal with it. Because the amount of sightlines you can kind of angle off here with the smokes, Quick's almost certainly going to go down. Silence just has to play the right-hand side. Chief just needs to eke his way up on the left-hand side here. He has to hit a nasty grenade to even hopefully clutch this one out, but he's only got one chance, and that's it. Stun grenade goes out, and the nade over the top of it, and he's forced off the edge here. So now they control the entirety of the high ground.
Yeah, and Aula, they need these points pretty bad now. Just with this performance alone, right? Just 3 eliminations that puts them out of that bottom 3. But you know, this is that opportunity to do such a good game that it sets you up for the rest of this day. I mean, heck, a win here with double-digit eliminations, that puts them in the running for top 5, literally. So, not the worst start. They got 3 elims so far. They still have all their players up. Let's see what they can do.
It's an interesting approach from Malula, though, because the entirety of Neox is very quiet, considering that original playing path. But all 4 players from Malula are here, which means that if they do lose this engagement versus Furia, that's all the chances gone here on Rondo.
Nice pre-fire there from Ayala, and they end up catching him. Oh, but great return fire there from Yasser. Silence on that back end. Quick gonna go ahead and hold behind this coverage. Yeah, Alula should be able to get everybody up. Chief running out this other angle, though. That's gonna make things interesting. But you're right, yeah, Aula fully committed to Neox Factory, and so far it's working, and they are racking up the points.
Much needed points as well. In 12th place, they have dragged themselves out of what was a danger zone earlier. Just Silence left remaining now. Sticky Bomb. No helmet, which is kind of the most disastrous thing about this. So many sightlines to deal with on the other side. Pretty hard approach, but they already got the reset in. Pull themselves back into play. That's over towards Fong Tun, though. Man, they got a journey ahead of them.
Yeah, they do. So that I was wondering, like, should Silence even think about like pushing this right now with the rest of his team so far away? Yeah, probably not. He needs to survive and hold on a little bit longer. You definitely want that recall life just for the time being. Next zone just pop on up, goes dead center here. The problem is you got that river just chopping right through the center of it. If that zone does hard shift on over to that left side, it's going to make things pretty difficult. But let's look at this here. Thunder Talk, X-Force Rejects. The team's at the bottom battling it out here. It looks like X-Force Rejects are going to get 3. Oh, getting shot in the back, though. That's Ulf from downtown. Sneaking that knock. But it looks like they should be able to get this res. Oh, actually, no, forget the res. They go for this final elimination. They say, we need these points. And AJ does a great job of holding him off with that shotgun.
That's the worst for way. Through the banister. Catches another. AJ looking good right now. Quick step out on the side. Could push over towards the stairs. Taking more damage coming through from Doc right now, but there are flushes to be had. More eliminations is all really Thunder Talk's looking for in this moment.
Don't see me. Don't see me. Reaper's like, I'm not here. I'm not here. Don't look. Don't turn around. Oh, did he miss him again? No, he spotted him there. So he gets the elimination. X-Force do get a little bit of time to now reset this and get this fight done. Shiva's running in all by himself, though. Got to be careful here as AJ is putting in the work. And he is taking on this squad all by himself. But finally, Shiva shuts him down.
Almost 1v4'd. Honestly, it was very, very close. It was the fact that he got that cheeky angle through the door frame. That might have just been a 1v4 coming through from AJ. I think X-Force Rejects should be able to get a reset on that one, but it feels very uncomfortable. Aurora's looking in that direction. Ulf's looking in that direction too. There is a lot of teams that have sight lines towards them. But you can see here Aurora and Ulf now on the move, so potentially the pressure got alleviated slightly over towards X-Force Rejects, but we'll wait and see.
Oh, that'd be a huge break for them if that's the case. Yeah, if you're X-Force Rejects, if you're Shiva, right now you're just like, where is the nearest recall tower? Problem is that we're already in stage 2, and with that water in the center of this area here, it's gonna make it so difficult for him to find one. But we'll see if that does end up being the case. Looking on over to Aurora, top with 3 eliminations to start things off, looking very, very good here. Quick getting a knock onto Silent, so it looks like Aula is going to be challenging that last player of Furia. They ended up getting that. And now, as a matter of fact, Igor is starting to get in the rest of the zone, but the other 2 are still deep, deep in the blue.
Yeah, I mean, for Fury, it's going to be a while till they actually get themselves in a position where they can play this one out. Right now, it's a lot of driving. A lot of gasoline required too. Enigma Galaxy's still doing the weird thing though. They're doing these 2-2 splits where they send 2 players very far and then they got stragglers behind. I can't tell if it's to try and secure location far side of the circle and then hopefully cut in towards the other side sooner as the circle pops. But it's super risky. It's a really, really super risky strategy. It's working out right now. And they're playing it decently. But again, Ralph's the same dude who came up with the heel strap, right?
Right, yeah,
Which was real corny. But he's all for corny strategies, but they work. They do work.
So, sometimes you got to think outside the box, and you know.
Yeah, well, maybe he's an innovator. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe corny is not the way to call it.
Who knows, right? I mean, you know what? It's one of those 50-50s, right? If it doesn't work out, he's an idiot, and if it does work out, he's a genius. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So that's
right now he's a genius.
Yeah,
so,
now
yeah.
He nailed it, right? So with this hard shift on over to the left side, that's going to make things pretty tough as the water is in play. Let's see what Ralph can do if he can bring out some more of those 1,000 IQ plays. He's going to be holding this dip right now. And we're going to see Aurora right down the road from him. Reefus putting on a little bit of suppressive fire, holding this coverage for now, just making it annoying for Ralph to move.
Reefus yesterday, an immortal man in the lobby. Difficult to remove him here on Rondo. Last pair alive, but was such a problem for RRQ for such a long time. There's a bit more loot on side, but you're right. What we have now, and you alluded to it earlier, is just the river that cuts right through. Plenty of water involved. Hard gamble to make. I think most teams are trying to secure over towards the eastern side here. It does have more landmass involved, so they're hoping for the switchback on that way, but this could easily pull left.
Oh, man. So this is like, you literally have to kind of, it's a coin toss at this point, right? You just have to pick a spot, hope that circle comes your way. If not, it's going to make these difficult. Lord said, I do not like that gas can. Get it out of here. And make sure that we get some terraforming going, because we're going to need all the room that we can get. This circle was actually a huge one for Al Ula, because they have pretty much that entire side of the river to themselves. Considering where they're at the start of the day, this is their chance, honestly. I think you had a rough day one, utilize this opportunity to its maximum potential, and at least secure your tournament life a little bit longer.
there is still a couple of entryways back over towards the western side, but you're right. I mean, right now, Alula, not only do they have a decent spot, they've got a compound, they've got a high ground to work with, but it does require them to win the coin flip.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the main problem they're running into at the moment. But there is the bridge down towards that south side. There's a bridge on the north too. There is going to be a big old queue in the process of trying to get back over towards the west. We've got to wait for this next circle first, which will be hitting us real shortly.
Let's see. Where's it going? Will Alula win the coin flip? And boom! They have nailed it here. So it is a rock solid position for them. You can see Quick, he's starting to move around. He's excited. He's like, all right, boys, let's get this going. This is our game here. As you see all those teams on the south, OG, Ulf, KRX, all going to have to start pushing on up. Ooh, Quick moving outside of the zone here. They're going to take that edge, just looking for that, maybe possibly gatekeep some of these teams pushing in from the south side.
Yeah, they have to hold it out, right? It's actually, there is a playable space down here towards the river where you can actually just play underneath Alula. Actually saw Fourth Rise play a very similar position earlier this year. Get a really big game off the back of it. Aru's going to send forward, though. He's swinging past on that western side. Yeah, OG, Alula, both really are benefiting off the back of this circle. I do like that Alula just decided, you know, let's just take the compound over towards the west here. Let's not try and spread out too much. Already know that practically 20% of the circle is unplayable. We're not going to be greedy on space taking, especially where we are on the leaderboard too. Let's not rock the boat too much.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, I think there are some teams that get in positions that are so dominant and they just spread themselves too thin. So I like the fact that they are playing it together, but I don't want them to play super passive, right? You still utilize this opportunity to hunt down as many eliminations as you can. See how that ends up working out, though, as we're looking at RRQ Goat making some shots. This is going to be on the north side of the circle here. Forced through the tree line.
No way.
Yeah, get some nice shots. And Goat team are putting in some serious work on RRQ in a 1v2. Could happen. Moxie hopping in the vehicle, and we're going to see RRQ get out of here.
I mean, very, very typical Lepar behavior there. Very aggressive. Nerf's going to send over the top. Has the N12K, finds another. Looks good. Still got to deal with one player off in the distance. Down to just a solo now. No real chance, honestly, at a recall beacon. Has to fight off, plays from the low ground. JS9 in play. And just leaves the spray going. 7 elims now for Goat. And honestly, this looks like a good game for Goat. It's an okay game. I think what I noticed from yesterday was that their highs were very high.
Yep.
Their lows were super low. I mean, we were 15, 16 places, 2 elims, 1 elim. But yeah, so that's the variance they need to deal with. EK, on the other hand, looking over towards Gaming Stars.
Sashi putting in that work. Nades ringing out all over the place here. And now this is where everyone's starting to head. They want those third parties going. And KRX are going to be pushing up on them little by little. You got Enigma Galaxy right next to him as well. Gaming Star Yusuf, last player up, trying to get in the 1v1. He gets some good shot off with that S12K. Gets that thirst. He needs that point. Oh, but that nade is going to shut him down. That's QXCZ getting it done. And now Hoxie's like, all right, let's finish this out here. Let's get these points and secure this position. Ragnarok said, you know what? You can have it. I'm out of here.
For South Korean team, by KRX, it's really nice to see some of the aggression that comes through. I think it used to be before where a lot of South Korean squads would get an initial knock and then not really do anything with it, but KRX is very quick to maybe not fully commit, but see what's available, right? What are the opportunities? What are the options there? So they'll always send one player forward to have a little sniff, you know, peek in. So I like it. I do like it from KRX, but now they're up against Enigma Galaxy, who are playing on their northern edge. Next circle pops and it's still dead central on this river. It's so uncomfortable.
Such a tough circle. Team Flash are just going to be holding this high ground for now. Even though the zone is going to be closing, they're like, yeah, let's just try to put as much pressure as we can. And then we're going to push into the zone at the last second. I mean, yeah, Win and Squad are starting to steal some of these eliminations. This is very difficult for Enigma Galaxy. They're just having to straight hit the deck. And look at those angles. These sight lines from Team Flash are disgusting.
Yeah, Bo's got some good shots down there, but right now Enigma Galaxy is essentially just weathering the storm. They know that they can just keep dropping the smokes, but how many smokes they got left remaining? Eventually, the Flash are going to have to pull off this spot, but in tandem with KRX, Nigma Galaxy, and Flash all at the same time. Satan stays alive, bears amount of HP. The blue does slowly march towards him like a tsunami.
And this blue zone's gonna hurt, that's for sure. So Satan and squad need to start getting moving here. But Vinny right behind him. He's gonna have to make this push. He's running in through the smokes here. He's getting pieced up little by little. We're gonna switch on over to tops. Vinny does get knocked, but Team Flash are able to get into this circle cleanly, and they're gonna be gatekeeping whoever is gonna be the winners of this fight. Right now, it looks like Nigma Galaxy might just be it, as it's just Hoxie up for KRS. Now that nade just a little bit too far away, but this is a terrible fight for both these guys. They need to finish this out as soon as possible. The blue zone is creeping in. Hoxie gets another knock, and now it's just Lord, but oh, Hoxie getting shot all the way from Aurora is gonna shut him down.
It's a horrendous cross, right? You've got the higher ground that drops down towards the low. Everyone's trying to get in together. I don't think anyone makes that run. Again, this is such an RNG circle. A lot of teams are going to suffer because of it. I mean, Alula as well as OG both took a gamble on the western side. Massively paid off. I like how OG's moved up on towards this northern edge, though. They have a lot of teams they need to deal with in the future. But right now it's about living.
Just survive.
If you can get that survival into the late game, fair enough to you.
Oh, Reefus, perfect nade there from Ulf. Let's see how this one looks. Good bounce too, man. Ulf off point, throwing some heat-seeking missiles from across the map there. Doc's trying to get a little bit of revenge for Reefus, but they are doing great. Aurora, 10 eliminations. This is what we like to see from this squad.
Yeah, they show up during groups, man. That's for sure. Now, I think the team that I didn't expect to be showing up right now is Furia. They're on the northern side over towards the western edge of these bits of landmass, which is quite cool to see Furia being the team that makes it in. Man, they had been walking, they had been driving.
Yeah.
It has been cross-country for this team, but they brought the right trainers, they brought the right tires, and they are here to play right now.
And Alulas were really aggressive at the start of this, and then once they got the zone, they kind of just slowed things down. They still have a few eliminations here, but now they're down to 2 players and forced to give up all of this real estate. Furia, though, is 6. They are looking really good to start things off here. Unfortunately, yesterday, just kind of a very mid-day overall, in the middle of the leaderboards. But this could be their chance to push them up to the top.
Yeah, it was super meh. I mean, I think that's fair enough to say, especially from Furia. We expect a lot more from this team, and again, this is the resilience that I expected to see from Furia, is you cannot count this team out until the final bell rings. For them, they're looking over towards Alula right now. They're even trying to wrap over towards that western side slightly, which is cool to see. But we're up against Aurora. We're on board with Aaron. It could get explosive.
Let's see Aaron up close and personal. He caught top with a laydown. Beautiful placement there from Aaron. Oh, nice little shots from Ziol. He's going to go ahead and go for the quick first aid.
No.
But it ain't going to be fast enough. Oh, gee.
Good shot from a tanky, though.
Yeah, that's how you do it there. You can steal as many eliminations as you can, take it. Ziol with the angles, catches Scarface. And again, right, third party after third party. Flash are right there to disrupt this fight.
I mean, no one survives on this eastern side. And it's so undetermined where this circle is going to end for so long that I can't really fault any of the teams on the eastern side for how this goes down. OG's doing the right thing though, trying to make as many points as possible and grab as much value off this position as possible too, knowing that any team on the eastern side very unlikely to make it through. Ulf did send a rogue agent over towards the western side in catch though.
An underwater agent right there. He is swimming for his life right now, just trying to sneak some extra placement points possibly. And yeah, he's going to be the last player up for... you got Aaron there in the water as well. Catch maybe thinking about going for that res in the water. We'll see. But you got Team Flash looking to go fishing here. Let's see if he's able to get that res though. Looks like he just might.
Yeah, he swims across to him. Possible to do. Real question whether Flash actually sees it or not, but they do have a knocked player who's bleeding out. So they're a bit preoccupied at the moment and will likely need to figure out what's going on in the next circle too. Silence finds Quick. Catch goes down to win. But they're not out yet just because Aaron actually got rezzed in that short moment.
Got him.
Silence gets knocked. That's from AKOP from OG. Goodness me, these guys are really racking up the points here and there, consistently having a good idea of what's going on around them inside the circle. It's nice to see. It really is.
Yeah, and it's perfect for them, right? Considering that all the top 5 are now completely out. So OG really need to dominate right here. They got 2 eliminations so far. We got Flash right underneath you with 8. So if you're OG, you still have all 4 players up. Clean up this entire side of the map first, and then figure it out later. This is their chance, though. These guys are looking great, and a great opportunity for Furia. Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday. They were chasing zones all dang day. Now they have the position. What can they do with it? That's the question.
Push down over towards that high ground that looks over towards the Flash. They try and cross the road. Circle moves down towards the south side. OG's throwing a bone here. But there was some complaints yesterday about some of the passivity coming through from OG, which I think that they were able to correct a lot as we went throughout the day. And even during this game, you can see there's been a lot of effort been put into that. So for OG right now, we need more of that proactivity right now, though. I truly believe this is a game that they can win. They have the circle to work with it. Fury's coming in from that north side, though, and they are looking hot this game.
Yeah, OG, you have it all right now, right? Turn that aggression up to 11. Soak up those eliminations. Get that win.
Get that back-to-back, basically.
Right. Yeah, back-to-back chicken dinners, right? They won the last one yesterday. This one will just solidify them here and definitely put them in that running in just 2 matches for that top 5. Let's see what they can do, though. As we look at Furia up on the north, Flash trying to find a way into this circle. They're forced to swim it out. Igor going fishing there. He's getting some hit markers on the bows, but not able to take them out.
You really do become curious about the ammo counts on some of these teams, because it's been a ton of movement around the map. Aru's moving forward. He's got nades, got molotovs. He's looking.
There we go.
Sitting pretty right now. Ammo count does look a little bit low, but Aru with the underarm should be good to go directly on them. Aru picks up the double. Man, this guy is leading OG to victory.
Let's get it going. The crowd getting hyped on that one. Perfect toss there. Furia, though, they're looking to get in the mix here. Some nice shots from the Flash. Going to make it a little bit tough. They're going to have to hit the deck. Igor with the nade. Oh, but that vehicle is on fire. He looks like he is able to get to safety just barely.
Okay. Dude, Aru is going absolutely nutty in these games. A nade comes across, and Furia is silenced in the final moments of these games. The Flash now underneath, looking to push up. OG holding them back at the gates. From Miramar to Rondo, can they do it all here?
Back-to-back chicken dinners are in their future, and the future is now. Can they grasp it as Team Flash rocking a 3-1 split here? You got WizGod. Gonna have to watch out for that nade, that air burst a little bit too far away. And now Aru, man, putting in the work for his team. They gotta be careful, though. Here they go. They have the high ground. What can they do with it? Now, Tops from that off angle, making it a little bit difficult for them to peek over the hill. But here we go. The battle starting to ring out.
Bandy's all that's left on side of the moment. S12K, Silence looking to quieten down the run coming through from India, but it's not happening. They will not be silenced. They will not be shut up here. Aru still going strong. A tanky underneath, looking to get the shots in, but Flash moves around the side. He's whipping the shots, unfortunately. But finally, they will hit the last shot, and India grabs the back-to-back. From day 1 to day 2, this team looks clean.
And the crowd goes wild. OG, 2 chicken dinners in a row. They finish out the day strong yesterday, and they started the strongest today here in the final day of Group A. And now the whole lobby has been put on notice.
I mean, it's good at the moment. Aru looks like an arrow right now, and he's got purpose, flying fast towards that bullseye, fast towards that qualification spot. It's such a difference from last time we saw them as well. And, you know, if you're a fan of this team, you've got to be proud, because, again, the improvement has been insane.
Perfectly executed right there, right? I mean, hey, they got themselves a good, solid position. We had the questions, right? Were they going to play it passively? Were they going to get aggressive? They turned on that aggression at the perfect time. Perfect peaks, fight decisions, and they were able to get that win. And this is the way to do it, right? I mean, they were having a little bit of a rough day at the start yesterday, finished strong, boom, knock it out of the park today. They're set up for top 5.
They absolutely are. I mean, for this team, it's a really, really big boon for them. I mean, taking some of that pressure off is a really nice thing right at the start of the day. We always say it's about Rondo. Being able to get rid of a lot of the pressure so quickly in day 2 is so much relief for you as a squad. And for Orangutan, honestly, they can use this now just to kind of feel out other teams inside this lobby, get some more practice in without feeling all that worried. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of teams that are going to be worried here as we get into the rest of the matches, and we'll have those matches coming in just a bit.
We were there for every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here now. The proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best, making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
Hi, Kalaris here at PMWC for EWC 26, and I'm with Aru from Orangutan to talk about some of the games from day 1 of their group stage and see how they're feeling coming into day number 2. So, obviously, you guys got yourself a win on Miramar. You were one of the latest teams coming to Miramar, actually. So, is that part of the strategy for you guys when it comes to urban endings, as well as what were your concerns towards the late game of that game?
Not really a strategy, because we intend to play dynamic as per the situations, and particularly talking about that game, it took us quite a while to collect our vehicles, so it got us a little late. So that was the first factor, and the second factor was that team landing in Power Grid, I guess it's GSTR, so they were trying to maybe set up a trap around San Martin, so then we had to take a detour from our original planned path. So but yeah, we have prepared ourselves to play early and late as well, so it just worked out for us.
Perfect answer. Wow, okay, that's some great insight. Thank you. Let's go back to game 1, because it's a bit of a different shift. Obviously, it's the first game on the stage, etc. It's the Rondo game. You guys have got a good compound. You're playing a bit passively here and there. What were your concerns? I saw that Geek was keeping close eyes on you in that Rondo game, and you eventually got second place.
Well, the first factor that led us to, playing a little passive or saying holding back was that we got an early casualty of my teammate Atanki. And the second one was our vehicles didn't have a lot of fuel, so it was hard to drive around and take info of our surrounding teams to actually see what's going on, if there are any third-party opportunities. And also, yeah, we had a good position, but the thing was that it was on the back we had high ground, and on the front we had a complete low ground. So if we have gone either of the ways, the other side teams would have definitely shot at us, so it would have been difficult to come back to our initial position. So I was also not so satisfied with that game, because having Rondo and only 2 elimination points is not how we play, and not everyone plays, because Rondo gives you a lot of opportunities to take fights, maybe take free eliminations of the teams, and especially when you are at a good position. So yeah, it was also a little dissatisfied for me, but yeah, it was a good start, so we didn't have to get into the second game with high pressure on us.
Fair. And overall, yesterday, how does the team look at it? Do they see it as a success here so far? And are there any adaptations coming in today too?
Not really success, but the last match really helped us to start our day 2 with a good base. So it's not like we are very far behind from top 5. So coming to day 2, we are just going to plan going game by game. We are just not really focused on the position we are at on the points table. we're just going to focus on our games and the things that we can do better, and trying to not repeat the mistakes that we have done in the past.
Aru, thank you very much. Amazing interview, and good luck for day number 2.
Not only is Aru great at giving interviews, but he's great in the game being the IGL, as he was able to secure 5 eliminations. And when we talk about IGLs that have what it takes to not only go to the finals and maybe end up challenging to do it, he was able to showcase that perfectly here in this rondo.
I mean, this is why it's important to have international experience. He played PMGC last year, didn't go too good, but he knew what to expect heading into PMWC, and especially the final fight they took onto Team Flash. There was even Ulf behind them, and even the side of Furia pushing their way. There's so many aspects of the game, and they were just played beautifully. A few shots missed, okay, if you want to critique, is like a few of the shots maybe should have connected, but you love to see them not just get a win, it's a back-to-back from India. Let's go.
In those earlier games, but to be able to come back from that and understand that the passiveness is what was putting them behind. So it's good now that they have changed around to this aggression and making it their game.
Yes, we're going to end up comparing it with the team that we also needed to see them being able to perform well here, and it's none other than Furia. Furia able to show up as well, Neptura, with those 9 eliminations.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. I think we were both kind of talking about this, Max, right? Where they were really hedging their bets throughout the end of this game, right? On either side of the river here. They were going on one side of the coast, then on the other, just making sure nobody was coming up behind them. And they sweep around. I think it was Ulf on that. Or no, it was Ulala. Ulala.
Oh la la.
Oh la la. It was them on that eastern side, able to just sweep around. Some really, really good stuff coming in there, Liz.
Yeah, I mean, even if we move back to the earlier game, Furia versus Al Ula, they basically had the contention on the top of the roof. And either one of these teams could have actually taken them down, which was super funny that they then go into their rotation and they're next to each other again to have this battle out. But of course, Furia came out on top, and then this is exactly what we expect to see from Furia at the start of the matches. But if we go off of yesterday, it can be a slight downfall for them. So I hope that they can prioritize these eliminations early on like they have and move themselves into the position.
And not only that, we got to talk about the bottom teams as well, Lace, because the bottom teams ended up showing up here. Even though they might have not ended up showing towards the end of that game, they did use that rondo to go after those eliminations. Exports, Thundertalk Gaming, we finally saw them.
Yeah, I mean, if we have a look at Thunder Talk Gaming, I've sort of placed them, they just need a 5-point average that includes eliminations and placement points to push themselves out of that bottom into that bubble. And I mean, they had 3 eliminations early on in contention, and it was basically, I'm pretty sure it was AJ. He almost got a 1v4 on a team. And I mean, that would have set them obviously into a great motion because they actually had a free path rotating into the central zone.
As we see Orangutan take over that first place with 66 points. And the wonderful thing of this is that it puts OG in the perfect situation because OG now has absolutely nothing to lose. And they're currently challenging, and they're currently in a place to go directly to the finals.
This is fantastic. I mean, obviously it's best case scenario for any team, but for Orangutan especially, we are looking at a team here that yesterday was, ramping up the confidence, ramping up the momentum very, very slowly. With this game coming in with a back-to-back, they've gone from 0 wins to 2 and top of the leaderboard in just 2 matches, Max. So I really, really like what we're seeing here. It was proactive. They were thinking about not only the next move, but the next 3 moves as well. The timing was really good. They took advantage of third parties. That's what we wanted to see from them yesterday.
Yeah.
And they really, really did it. And this is exactly what we wanted to see, exactly the kind of result that they deserve now.
Talking about things you want to see, I'm going to say one thing we didn't want to see was 4 Thrives taking a massive L here on Rondo. I mean, really, clearly a very big mistake. The mistake that's very easy to avoid is don't drop in Ulf's territory, right? Yeah. You send your recall player and you're surrounded by 4 Ulf players. I can tell you that is not a good place to be. So hopefully, if they do have a bad playing path, they can try and find a better option. Even just go get a car and send it forward, loot, and get your teammates recalled maybe a minute or 2 later on down the line. 4 Thrives on Rondo need to fix that slight recall system.
As we're looking at those bottom 3 teams, Gaming Stars, Thunder Talk Gaming, and Exports Rejects, good thing that they were able to get those points laced, as they were able to keep that gap even closer to be outside of the top, out of the bottom 3. But for some of the other squads, the thing is that now you have Alula as well performing. You have Furia being able to perform. They need to continue on with this consistency to try to make it out and hope that those teams that are above them end up getting eliminated early.
Yeah, I mean, if we have a look, Alula got themselves out of that bottom 3 position. Obviously, Thunder took the 3 eliminations, but weren't able to carry on the placements that they had from yesterday. But, you know, in the contention with Fury on the building, you saw Claw sort of taking up and entering that fragging position. And basically, we had, I think it was... Who was I looking at? Oh my God. And then we had the moment move around the back, and there was R8 be able to hold across the building. I mean, they have the ability to be able to get these eliminations, but they focused on that early rotation. They took the fight away from Fury. They're like, okay, we're going to cut our losses. We're going to get back into that position. And this is exactly how they clawed their way. I see what I did there. Clawed their way out of the bottom 3 there. And if they can just carry on this, hitting a 5-point average per game, they're safe.
Yeah, hopefully that's going to be the case, but we'll see, because right now, I mean, with that back-to-back from OG, India's starting to step up, and they're looking to be in the finals, as we're going to be sending it over to none other than Jackie, the man with the coolest jacket, and Kalaris.
With the not-so-cool jacket here, I'm out impressed.
Yeah, you've been done, mate.
I've been done. And I do actually preface this a bit with the fact that when I was talking to Aru, that was before the day actually started. So I didn't get actually a chance to talk to him about the win for today, because it hadn't happened yet. But it really has shown with that victory that they got here on Rondo, a 2nd place in the day 1, a 1st place now here, and also a 1st place in Miramar, that Orangutan is looking really dynamic on all these maps and really able to adapt to the changes that Rondo potentially brings.
Yeah, they're coming out giving it absolute chutzpah on the gameplay, which is what you need, mate. You know, we're about 6 or 7 games into the event now, James, so you got to really give it your best, much unlike that little bit I worked in.
Thanks for that. I really appreciate that. I'll be honest, I really wasn't expecting that.
No.
But on the opposite side of things as well, right, when we look at how all these teams are kind of using utility at the moment, it's going from strength to strength to strength. We've seen some real pinpoint precision, multi-nade plays. KRX was fantastic yesterday over on Erangel, just timing those kinds of plays out perfectly.
Yeah, I think that's actually something we were both agreeing on, right? Day 1, we were talking about historically how sometimes there's been a lot to be desired with professional level PUBG Mobile on hitting those keynotes with utility usage to really make the most out of it, because it's pivotal late game, and it can be the difference of a chicken dinner or not. This event, in terms of engagements and closing fights with at least defensive utility, I think that's been drastically better. We're still seeing some gaps maybe in tactical play. We're talking flashes, right? Some of the smoke plays left a little bit of room to expand, James. But for opening and closing down elims, it's been way better at clearing compounds.
I think the one thing that has really stood out on Rondo more than anywhere actually is the deployable cover flares, actually. Yeah. Some teams have been using a lot early that I think they could benefit from just saving a little bit towards the later stages of the game, because deployable cover flares, it's one of the most powerful things that was ever added to the game, and if you can keep those into the really late game, that's even more powerful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, effectively at this level as well, right? It's not even as much necessarily you being as cutthroat to get those elims. It's just not leaving yourself exposed to be taken down.
True.
So if you can actually play around that, build yourself into a better position to cover late game, saves your bacon. We were pulling some of our hairs out. It's why we looked like this when we were sat there with the early drops, mate.
Oh, I'm getting old. I'm not sure.
You're never really sure. Just to work it in as well, whilst we're talking about the adaptation of play styles,
yes.
GOAT obviously on Rondo. Oh. They look far more... It's all right to talk about GOAT. Can I do it again, James?
I was like, yeah, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it when it was going to go on. Okay, you're allowed to talk about GOAT.
I'm allowed to talk about GOAT. Well, I guess I'll gloat on that one, James. Call that a baby GOAT. That's calf wordplay. But anyway, GOAT team do come out far faster on Rondo. They play with aggression and they look sick with it. That's exciting because in their regular flow of battlegrounds, they're late rotators. They don't want to take those early fights if they can avoid it, because they ramp up late game and look way better when they're fully suited and booted, James. Here, they do prove they can play both play styles.
Do you think they can hold on to a top 5?
I'd hope so. I think they're a dark horse for the event, but said this day
the whole event?
Yeah, dark horse, mate.
Oh. Hey, that's an exciting potential here, because they're not really one of the teams that a lot of people are kind of including in that top 5.
No.
You got other teams like Flash that managed to get themselves to the end of this late game again. And actually, I was curious about Flash because I looked back at their games yesterday. I think if Flash was to do what they did yesterday compared to all the other days coming up, I think they wouldn't even make finals with what they showed yesterday. But at least now they've already kind of righted that ship a little bit in this Rondo game to get to that 2nd place, right?
Yeah, I think, look, there still is well enough time. Well, I say that, 5 games left to go for some of these teams, so there's a little bit of time. Nearly did it yourself there, James. I've rotted his brain immediately. Yeah. But yeah, I think you can correct the ship, but obviously coming in early into game 1, having that bit of an awakening. I think for a lot of these sides, you imagine getting back to the hotel last night, you're unpacking unpacking the bag, not looking at really things you can celebrate, more issues you can fix, and just unpack that bag, mate. Get it sorted.
Yeah, I mean, the win that they got yesterday, Flash, on the Erangel game, where where you had Furia with a 2-2 split. I spoke to Nigma Galaxy as well. They were misreading the situation a little bit, but Flash had so much room on that east side to then be able to move into that field and hold that down. That's what was the key to victory for them, to get those points on the board. I had my concerns. I'm glad that they dispelled them here today, because again, they're a big name to try and kind of go further in this tournament. But anyway, thank you very much, Jackie. It is now time to head on over to the commentators once again here for another game here at PMWC.
That's Jackie, the jacket. I'm here with Hot Jukes. We're good to go, and boring blank. But yeah, we're getting into our 7th game, 8th game. He's really ruined me that 6-7.
He got us.
That's annoyed me. Yeah. We're into our 8th game now. There isn't a lot of games left, as Jackie was saying. It is coming to a close quite quickly now. And I think that for some of our squads, they do need to get a move on. I mean, Thunder Talk, I had a lot more hope for this squad, but it does seem that potentially Crushed is where it's at.
Yeah, I don't want to get those keys crushed. You want to survive, and the way to get it done is on good old-fashioned Erangel. Here we go. Southern playing path here. Super Southern.
Yeah.
Good circle for a team like Aurora. You know exactly where they're headed. But for the rest of these squads, they're going to have to get it done. Ain't that right? Blank the tank.
Blank the tank. I'll take that. Robust. Yeah. Explode on the scene. But yeah, I do have a very southern playing path here. It's incredibly rough to play around with. Aurora happy with this one. They can get down towards that south side fairly easy. Fourth Rise also a fairly decent start for them over towards Ferry Pier as well as the yellow. So you wonder if they're going to run into any trouble in this area. I think Sosnovica is going to be a little bit more fixated on. But you're right to point out what you were pointing out there, which was the elimination count coming through from Aru.
Yeah, he sneaks into that top 3. He's right there. He could easily push himself to first if he goes and gets some good eliminations in this game. Looking at the match rankings right now, they are pretty stacked. Because I'll tell you what, OG is on top when it comes to the overall. 66 total points. 4 Thrives right below. Man, Pakistan on top.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, 4 Thrives are in second right now. It's a tough place to be in. 4 Thrives, 61 points. OG just blowing them out of the water right now. But you could definitely tell the difference between 4 Thrives as well as OG in terms of the elimination points. 37 eliminations to 46. And if we rock that back to Aru, 15 of those 37 elims are coming through from him. He is absolutely a monster right now. And I really do mean it. It's Aru, the arrow, flying straight towards those targets and playing his team straight too, because that is a difficult thing to do as an IGL, to be both at the front.
Oh, no! Run, Aru, run! Run, Aru, run! Oh my gosh! The bows with the knife.
Oh, brother.
No way!
Yo. OG might be cooked this game.
Oh, they're pissed.
Oh, never mind.
They're not happy.
They're upset. Flash trying to take him down the last match. In the final 1v1 on the squad, Tatanki rocks up to the tree line. Both behind. You're right, the knife is out. The serrated blade is not enough. But the rest of the squad is here to play.
That is what I call revenge, folks. Are you kidding me? Aru getting thirsted, but it looks like Orangutan get the last laugh here.
Shows they don't need Aru, but it would be nice to have him, but they won't have him this game. Down to 3, AKOP able to get some stuff done there. Secures his 3rd elimination of the match as well, and Flash rock away with Win, but in this case, they seriously took the L.
Are they hunting him down? Is Win actually going for it here? No way. That would be insane. He's got him in his sightlines. We got a runner here, folks. And it's OG Win making the moves, full sending it, but at a certain point, surely these guys got to get away.
They absolutely do, and I mean, for OG, they're happy to go wherever they like, but for the Flash, they're going to have to head over to the hidden village with Naruto, with our new Ninetales Fury orc skin, which looks awesome, by the way.
Sick.
2 separate versions of the same thing, which is crazy.
He's hunting him down, dude. He's looking.
I know. This is some serious frustration coming through from the Flash. They don't want to lose out like this. He's got to keep the reputation high, apparently.
Wow. Win gonna go get some loot here, and the rest of OG get to safety. So what a crazy way to start things off. Aru running for his life, dude, straight-legged it.
My brother was in trouble.
Oh, man.
I ain't gonna lie, though. He was feeling the tickle of the blade on his back. He was just ahead of them. I mean, he had to pull out the old flick of the wrist with a knife to get that thrown at point blank. The only way to get it done. I mean, he was impervious to blades quite some time. Only the point did it.
Dude, that tickle was so close. He's like, I can't even run serpentine at all. I can't move. I
gotta go forward.
Just straight away.
The boys were coming to support him real quick, though.
Yeah, they did.
That I respect from the rest of OG.
And they came in heavy.
But they know how important he is.
Yeah,
they know
dude.
just how important he is. So to keep him up is a really big thing.
Yeah, you were just talking about it, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's so ridiculous to see your top fragger also be your IGL.
Yeah.
And you said it yourself, and I agree. It's so difficult, right? You have so much to manage, so much to focus on.
Yeah.
But when you do have those rare, just superstars that can...
Yeah, Beowulf back in the day, that guy was unreal, but they just don't come around all that often.
You don't see it. When you do, though, I mean, talk about the trust you gain from your squad, right?
Yeah. He said go here. He's also carrying us.
Yeah, he's also carrying. I think we got to listen. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely
I'm
does
a sit
help.
for this.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yes, sir. Oh, we got you, right? We're coming. And, hey, they saw their leader, right, running away from a knife, and they came heavy. But unfortunately, it just happened to be just a second too late.
Coops sends some shots over towards Furia. Honestly, I don't think Furia's last game was terrible at all. I think they got fair far into it. And that was despite having a really, really hard start for them. I mean, their recall beacon was just so out of the way from the destination. And even then, they were trying to figure out it. I do think them getting in quite late was almost a blessing because they could decide on which side they wanted to head towards. But by that time, you have little to no information of what's happening around the map.
Yeah.
4T taking shots over towards KRX as they do pass on by. This is towards those yellows on the southern edge. They're just moving through the forest, the south side of Pachinki, but Enigma Galaxy once again already flying out to a new location.
Yeah, a little rotation shenanigans early on. I want to talk about that point you were talking about earlier, though, right? Furia, 14 points in the last match. And they were one of those teams that was really critical because they're one of those squads we honestly we're kind of expecting to see the top 5. Let's look at this replay, though, as Aru is running for his life. Say, please stop, guys, leave me alone. And those shots strayed the rest of the team off, but oh my gosh, Bose with the knife throw just said, nah, we're shutting them down.
You see, they can just see the death crate appearing. Man, they even had the vehicle in his face, right? Tires scratching the cheeks.
Oh, man. And Bose gets that knock. And I believe Bose picked up that scar from Aru.
Really?
Yeah, because, I mean, he didn't have it. Otherwise, he would have definitely shot him. But I think Aru had the weapon, but he was just like, no, I can't even turn around right here. They're just too close.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. But, I mean, OG gets away with it. They get some more points on both. 3 points in total, actually. Drops to 69, which is nice. But only 3 players.
Yeah,
I think it's still doable.
Definitely.
And for OG, they get a really easy start up towards Yasnaya, which is very central right now. DK, though, up against Alula.
Gato. Quick. With the quick knock there, and he needs it. I mean, 4 points. Ula are definitely moving up because prior to this one, they had 21. So with 33 now, that does give them a good boost. The problem going into today was there was a good little point gap between that, 6th to the 7th at the bottom placement points. GK, Furia, they had a 12-point gap there, and it kind of just goes down from there. So for Furia to get a good game in, they now balance themselves out. They still need a good couple games if they want to push into top 5. And Alula, starting off really strong here, now put themselves in a good spot to at least hit the survival stage. Next zone does pop, though, and it is going to be in that mansion, shelter, Yasnaya area. teams like Aurora, coming in all the way from military base, are going to push on up. We're going to look at this heaven area, though, and it looks like it is going to be X-Force Rejects. They're going to hold that down.
X-Force Rejects doing their best here. All gamers also moving out the way. But these boys need the points more than ever. Circle does shift over towards our eastern side, so we do have like some of these awkward compounds, some ditches over towards the eastern edge as well around the forest. Very playable for the likes of Goat, as well as Enigma Galaxy, who has set up, but you also have these winding roads. For Enigma Galaxy, once again, they're on that 2-2 split. They're on their wildness early on. But yeah, I think one team that I would love to see more out of right now is definitely Ulf.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people know that I'm a big fan of this team, but right now I think I have a small amount of disappointment. I think there certainly can be some better plays coming through. They have shown individually some clutch moments, but again, it's not what you expect of a team that gave 4 Thrives such a run for the money over in PMGO overall. So if we can see a bit more of that, but maybe there's just some new teams in the block. I mean, for instance, OG just looks like a different team to me, honestly.
Yeah, you got Ulf. I mean, they're still not in the worst spot when it comes to the leaderboards. I mean, we definitely expect them to always be in that top 5 position, so anything less is kind of like, hey, you know, what's taking them so long, right? But I mean, one good game, we'll see them in that spot. This could be it. I mean, they are in Yasnaya Fields right now. The zone definitely, for some reason, loves to favor that kind of area. So a hard shift goes in that direction. We could see them definitely pop off. But, you know, you are right. There are so many teams right now. Like, in this time, we've never seen the lobby just so well balanced. Right? In years past, we've seen, you know, a few dominant squads, other squads that are just kind of struggling. But now, at this point, anybody can take it. I mean, Thunder Talk's at the bottom. What's happening?
I mean, the Thunder Talk, they just haven't played well, have they? I think that's we've boiled it down to that point. There's been some missteps all over the place. I think there's been some bad rotations coming through. And then when it's come to their gunfights, they are being outclassed in some of them. I think Thunder Talk has a lot more in them to give. It shouldn't ever come down to AJ looking to win a 1v4. But again, it just shows that there is that potential there for Thunder Talk. But you're right, it is a fairly balanced lobby, but balanced towards being, this is a high-ranked game. Right? Yeah. It's a high-ranked game. You know, no one's pulling any punches right now. You best get out the way. For Gaming Stars, they're playing on this 2-2 split right now. They were wondering if it's going to head over towards those fielded areas. Does not. So they're going to regroup off the back of this one. I would say right now regrouping is probably the best thing to be doing. But Yasnaya getting cut out here is a little tough.
Yeah, definitely.
Wondering what OG's next move is going to be.
That's going to be the question, right? What is OG going to do? What's Ulf going to do? It looks like Ulf, they were in the Yasnaya field. They don't get blessed. They're going to go ahead and do a huge wraparound here to reposition. Well, let's look at Go. Yeah, Thunder Talk just getting picked apart.
And they're ready to go. I think for Go, it's been all right. Again, I think for Go, the main thing that worries me about the squad is the inconsistency. But hey, if you can have 16 Elim games with a chicken dinner, bosh, you're good to go.
Yep. And it was kind of crazy because we saw in PMMI, GOAT, they took the slot for 4 Thrives and weren't able to really honor it in the way that they wanted to. But they come here into the World Cup, and at least at this group stage, they're looking good, right? Second place so far after these eliminations they have. Hey, just a little bit more work, and they can end up on top.
A little bit more work, yeah. I think we really do need to have to wait to finals, though, to see that come through. Because...
on top of group stage, yeah.
On top of group stage, yeah. Right?
They got a long way to go.
A long way to go.
If they want that, if they want that watch, that belt.
Hey, I mean, at this rate, though, they would go straight to finals. In the current position they're in, they wouldn't play the group stage out. Get that direct qualification, which would be nice. If they can keep things up, that is. We do have a few more games left today. A few more Arangles.
That's right.
Into our Miramars to close things out with the wonderful John and Jackie.
Yeah, dude, crazy prize pool, by the way, man. It's so wild. You have, you know, $1.1 million
in the group stage alone, 152 grand onto the survival stage, and then we get to the finals, $1.7 million. This is what I'm talking about here, folks.
We're definitely going to be handing out some big prizes at some point. We're going to be going away with some cars.
Yeah.
Say it that way. Yeah.
Let's get it going.
Which would be cool. Again, I think that money should be reinvested in the team.
Yep. Well,
but also,
if to say you were the team, right? What's the first thing you're reinvesting into?
As a team?
Yeah.
God, get those boys a better scrimming area.
Yeah, that'll work.
Give me the refrigerated drinks. All right, I want vending machines for free, as well as all the rest, the cool things. The whiteboards, the blackboards, everything you might need, tablets, etc.
Coaching staff, personal masseuses,
your favorite phone.
Yep. You gotta have it all. I mean, to really make it happen here, and that's the thing is like. I've had the pleasure of looking at some of these top squads set up, and teams like Alpha 7 who live together and have for years.
They did reinvest in a really good way, actually, from all the wins they went through. Go on, sorry.
No, I mean, a lot of these guys, I mean, for those that don't know, I mean, these mobile gamers are treated like athletes. I mean, some of them have personal nutritionists, they have exercise programs, they play for 6 to 8 hours a day with a coach staring at 4 monitors, just analyzing, figuring out how these guys can get better. And, I mean, you got millions of dollars in prize pool on the line, right? You got to give your players as much advantage as you possibly can. And one thing I do love, especially I've noticed about this tournament, is adaptation. Prior in so many different squads, we'll see like, okay, a bad performance, there's no change, just the same old kind of play style. But now we're starting to see some teams like, all right, hey, let's make some adjustments, like Team Flash. Let's hunt down some squads in Rondo. Let's see if we can take them out. 4 Thrives ended up going out in the last one here. But they're still in a good position, but Aaron Gale is always going to be that map to where that's where championships are made.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for adaptation-wise, teams have had to get a lot better as times go on because we are having more 2-day sets. Used to be in the past you could get away with first day,
that's a great point,
second day, and then adapt into third day. But now it's a case of you got to do your research. It's why we see teams coming back so late to the hotel, right? They go through all the VODs together here in the arena. But we're getting back in towards the action. Things are starting to pop off in a big way as Ulf does open up. ROQ is looking quite good here. They have been putting the work over towards Aurora. Now taking some gorgeous shots over towards Old Gamers.
Gonna look at KRX there, getting some more eliminations. Yeah, as AGAL getting punished here. It's just Maple up left for the squad. Vinny gonna try to throw that through the window and not hit the mark, but the rest of the... Oh, that one actually did. Maple's hurt. He's gonna back it up as his whole team is now gone. Gonna have to do a crazy 1v4 here. QXZZ's got that S12K though. And yeah, he's waiting for his team. He's like, you know what, why don't we push up as all 4? Guarantee this elimination. Sounds like a good idea.
There he goes out the window, goes way too far. In fact, Maple's just going to drop down, get towards the other building.
Bye-bye.
It's a cheeky play. You have expected to get blasted on the approach. Smaller building, one way up the stairs here. A better chance for a 1v4. I mean, you love to set it up, but they're really going to happen. Enigma Galaxy heading over towards RQ. These guys have been making a lot of noise so far, and Enigma Galaxy, they're looking to turn that music down.
Yeah, Enigma Galaxy putting that work, and we saw them come in super late last night. And I was saying like, hey, what were y'all guys doing? Y'all guys studying? Y'all guys were talking it out, and they said ping pong. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to build up those team building exercises, get that synergy going.
Right. You telling me they did? That's what they were doing. Ping pong the whole night.
That's what they said. And it looks like it's working out right now because they are in a good position in the zone.
Did you just expose their secret sauce?
Maybe I just did.
Okay. Now everyone's going to be on the ping pong. Now Enigma Galaxy can't get on the ping pong tables. Look what you've done.
You're right. What have I done?
You got to take that back.
You know what? It was VOD review.
It was VOD review. That's right.
That's what we were doing outside.
Exactly.
Yep, as well.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about here. You got to pull out all the secret sauce, all the stops here.
Yeah.
Oh, Goat though. Look at that. Force on the roof, getting these little bank-nades in, causing a problem for Gaming Stars. Yusuf gonna have to do something. He's only got the pump shotgun. Oh, he didn't turn to check his back and gets turned on as GOAT Team are just making it happen here. Once they got that Jackie blessing, these guys just can't stop.
Well, I mean, man, imagine just giving them so little respect that you don't even check the corner there and still winning the fight. That, yeah, if you're Gaming Stars, we need some more ping pong.
We need it. We need it. We need to do something here, right? Got to make sure you're locked in going towards the end. That hand-eye coordination, those thumbs are just rock solid here.
Kind of like mine.
Yeah.
Well, medium rare.
Medium rare?
Yeah.
I'm more of a medium guy myself.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something I could play with hands like the rock.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The thing. And they do the top though, towards 4 Thrives. Enigma Galaxy taking the fight over towards GOAT in the meantime. 4 Thrives have been under pressure from a bombardment before, and they immediately start scattering. Do not want to fall prey to the same situation they did versus Enigma Galaxy over on our angle yesterday.
Wassup. Oh, catch getting ran over by our IQ there. And 4 Thrives were just circling them like sharks, and they are putting in the punishment on Ulf. Man, Ulf just can't seem to get something going here as 4 Thrives now with 5 eliminations are looking good in Erangel.
I mean, right now for Ulf, I don't think they're going to drop to the bottom 3. Getting up towards that top 5 is going to take some special towards the end of the day, though. But they haven't played badly, right? They are a dead center team. Zypher finds a shot over towards a tanky. As OG did make their exit from Yasnaya earlier on, moving down towards that southeast side currently. X-Force rejects in front of them, playing in heaven.
Yeah, the problem with this is that we still have the top 4 teams in this circle here. And if they all do well in this game, that's going to start creating a little bit of a point gap. And if that happens, especially in the next game, oh, it's going to get wild.
Yeah, I kind of feel what's going to happen here between 4 Thrives as well as Heaven. This is the type of team that would just send it. They're going to send just underneath, though, and actually try and deal with OG. WizGod opens up, though, and this is good damage. Zypher also falling. Aru's not there, but does it matter?
Tanky put in that work, getting out Zypher. Yeah, now it's just IQ up left, so OG with the stiff arm there. Getting it done. Trying to hold on to that top spot. Now they got some good solid points. If you look at them right now, they're at 71. That is a good almost 20 points away from 6th place. If they end up strong here, that could be a straight lock for the top 5.
Yo, you know what happened? I reckon Aru went to this game and he was like, guys, you can't perform without me. Then we got some serious problems. I'm going to go drop over here. You guys drop over there. I'm going to get knifed up. It's going to be okay. You guys got to play on a 3, and we'll see if you can make it work. Remember everything I taught you. And it looks like they're doing it proud right now as 3 players. They hold off 4 Thrives. Leave IQ as just 1. Maple still going, miraculously, by the way. Can't believe he even made it to 8th there.
He's going to go ahead and take at least 1 point home with them. He'll take that as Aurora and Mansion are completely hard stuck. You got Enigma Galaxy staring at him. Yeah, look at that Satan from downtown. He's got some good coverage here. And this is outside of the circle, so I'm not surprised we're going to see Enigma Galaxy just kind of wait it out, look to maybe get these last 3 eliminations, and then push into the zone from there. You got Coops up close and personal, keeping an eye on things, but you got to be careful. You cannot afford to get knocked. Igor, though, actually from Funia is staring at this as well. Man, Aurora, this is worst case scenario for you. 2 monster squads looking at you. You're outside of the circle here. Man, they're just going to try to do what they can.
Nade underneath. Come through from Coops right now. Doc seeing it enter. Another one could do the trick.
Some of that.
And Coops is feeling it right now. He's been a fantastic player for the squad. Steps up now 1v1 versus Reapers. They're down. It is Chief to find the final shot from far, far away. It's been a rarity, though, seeing a heaven circle in a long, long time. Usually it's a little bit of a feature, but never the ending position. See exactly where stage 7 heads over towards. Does it drop down towards that southwest side?
Let's get it going here. Enigma Galaxy putting in that work. They have the edge of the circle here. We'll see where exactly it's going to go ahead and shift onto. But they got coverage right now. Protect those vehicles. That's so important because if the zone hard shifts away from them, they're definitely going to need them. So keep those protected. Wait for that next zone. You got 477 still up from GOAT, trying to soak up some more placement points. Next zone does pop, though. Where are we headed?
Enigma Galaxy will absolutely have to move, and we are over towards heaven. Gives OG another chance here as well on that western side. They're looking for the turkey here, dude.
The OG fans were happy about that one. I heard some claps happen the second that zone shifted. Let's see how this all works. Yeah, they are looking for that turkey. 3 in a row here. Here comes Enigma Galaxy, though, on the drive. 477 stuck out, and they actually pass them up completely. They're driving straight towards OG.
OG's going to have to hold them off. Around the other edge of things. It is a 4v3 here. Tanky the first to fall. But WWCD actually is able to get a bit of a clap back over towards that way, and Ralph is left behind. So only 2 players for Enigma Galaxy, possibly allowing chance for OG to reset.
IQ, last player up for 4 thrives as well. OG are hurt, though. That nade looks good. WWCD, ooh, barely getting out of the way of that one. Coop's going to throw another, though. Coop is hungry. He finds a nice headshot there. That one stung. He knows exactly where they are. This nade is an eviction notice saying hello and goodbye. Gets the knock on a Tanky.
They're on their last legs right now. I think there was a bare moment where everyone was on practically 10 HP. WWCD will finish off IQ off in the distance. That felt personal.
Coop's throwing a quick Molotov down low. He needs to start doing some of that low toss action we saw earlier. But he's got another nade locked and loaded. Let's see if he can throw this heat-seeking missile down south. Oh, he's got to watch his back, though, and he gets him. Coops is doing some damage right here all by himself.
The nade goes a little bit too far. WWCD takes another nasty hit. Smoke's going forward here, trying to keep AKOP alive, but a 4th place is still fantastic for OG. Setting goes down, that will give time for potentially WWCD to move up and pick up AKOP in the midst of all the smoke here. Makes the dash now.
Devil gets a knock onto Satan. What is going on right here? We got Coops gonna hopefully try to get that res.
But demon on demon action, this is crazy.
Meanwhile, Furia is going to put in some work, and Silence, he's got that MG3. That's the gun to have here. Furia, man, looking to finally get a chicken dinner as Silence gets another knock there, and the finish actually. Coops down to his last single HP. Does, oh, nice little vehicle switch there. Hops in the vehicle, hits the passenger seat, ejects, gets himself to safety for a little bit longer. But, oh, looks like that nade is gonna do it.
They'll take a 4th place, though. OG secures at least a 3rd. Goodness me, AKOP is kind of tearing X-Force Rejects apart, but finally they get shut down, and this is a free game for Furia. That's what you get, Devil. Take down Satan, friendly fire. Game's gonna end just like that. And Furia will pick themselves up a win. And it feels good for them. Coming off the back of that Rondo into this Erangel. A real turnaround today.
That is how you get it done right there. Furia, you know, that was just a sigh of relief, because yesterday they were just hunting circles all day long, couldn't catch a break, and here they get the chicken dinner. But speaking of breaks, X-Force Rejects, right? They stopped into heaven, they held that position.
Yeah.
Zone ended up getting locked onto them. And for a team that was pretty much last place, right, that gives them an opportunity, right? That could be that door open for them to at least get to survival stage.
Yeah. But Enigma Galaxy, though, again, it's a decent move. I mean, Ralph gets caught on the back lines there, but it's understandable. That's a hard bit of terrain to push through.
Yeah.
Coops does a wonderful job, though. The team's going to be massively proud of him with the way he handled that ridgeline versus OG. Goodness me. I mean, if it wasn't for Furia, potentially takes down the whole team. But yeah, for Furia, they were very quick to the mark. I think that's the main thing from Furia. They analyzed and saw where the opportunities were there, pushed over the top, and as soon as X-Force Rejects pushes out that building, goodness me, did you see how quickly Furia marched to the other side? That was wild.
Yeah, they knew that, hey, this is our chance to win it, and they took it. Furia is one of those squads that are so high IQ when it comes to those kind of opportunities. They're not going to miss it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you're totally right. I mean, once we saw that zone shift, Enigma Galaxy knew they lost this game, right? They're like, hey, you know what? We just got to try to do whatever we can. Those kind of rotations, you're going to have a sacrifice, right? Just to be able to even get there. But they did utilize that opportunity to its maximum, that's for sure. That's what it's all about. But Furia, they knew they had that one in the bag, and they took it.
Again, it's nice to see some more aggression coming out of Enigma Galaxy. It's nice to see OG on the front lines taking some good fights, and without Aru as well towards that end there. For X-Force Reject, I need a little bit more to be convinced, because you are playing from heaven. It's a god compound at the end of the day.
It was luck, right? It was luck. But you know what? Sometimes luck is all it takes.
It's just what you need.
It's just what you need, you know, and they just happened to get it. And it's good for them that it happened now in the second game of the last day, right? So we've seen it in the past where teams that are coming in a little bit nervous, don't have that as much experience as some of these other guys, they get a lucky game, and sometimes that just gives them the confidence they need to actually do something, right?
Yeah.
But, you know...
no, it's true, because you suddenly start to play a little bit more different.
Yeah, you're like, oh...
especially nervous teams as well coming into this, you know. It's a big stage. We have fans from around the world here as well. Sometimes it can be hard either disappointing your fans or trying to uplift them in the process. So you get yourself a lucky win, boom, you're good to go.
Yes, indeed. And man, it's so good to see these teams, right, be able to pull out all the stops here towards the end. These leaderboards have been bouncing all over the place here. But you know what? We got Kalaris with Flash. Let's go ahead and hear what these guys have to say.
That's me. Thank you very much, Hot Jukes. Yes, I am with Top Z from Flash after these two games, because I really wanted to talk to them about very unusual circumstances that have been happening. But first, let's start with day number one and the results there. It was kind of mixed results here and there, but then you got a first place on the Erangel yesterday. So talk to me about the team's approach to yesterday. Are you happy with those results from yesterday? What did you think overall?
Ngày hôm qua thì mình đã làm khá là tốt và đang đứng ở một cái vị trí thứ nhất ở cái map là Erangel á, thì mình cảm thấy là cái màn trình diễn của mình ngày hôm qua nó như thế nào, mình có hài lòng với kết quả ngày hôm qua không?
Đối với em thì ngày hôm qua bọn em thật sự là chưa làm tốt.
In my opinion, yesterday, to be honest, we haven't done a very good job on the maps, I would say.
Okay. That's fair. And coming into day two, you got a second place on the Rondo after holding on the east side, and then that was against Orangutan. And then game two happens today, and then Orangutan hits you guys on Erangel as well. So what's your thoughts about that, and do you want maybe some revenge on Orangutan after all that?
Với ngày hôm nay á, thì mình đã đứng ở top 2 ở cái trận đấu đầu tiên á, và sau đó thì mình lại bị đối thủ là Orangutan á, đã ném bom trúng cho mình á, và hạ gục mình. Thì ở trận thứ hai thì mình cảm thấy như thế nào, liệu rằng mình có muốn trả thù đối thủ của mình hay không?
Sau trận 2 thì bọn em cũng rút được kinh nghiệm nhiều hơn, vì trận đó cũng khá là không có may mắn, nên là mấy trận sau bọn em sẽ cố gắng. Sẽ cố gắng đạt được thành tích cao nhất.
On the second maps, I would say we were pretty luckier than the first maps. And
Chasing the sunrise, boots hit the ground, hear the battle call.
Jackie Powers here, live from PMWC at EWC 26. I'm meant to be working with John Allen today, but I don't actually know where he is. He had a bit too much coffee before the show. Let's see if we can find him and tire him out. Well, John's got quite a lot of energy, I think, still. Well, it seems like John has finally tired himself out after a very busy day of activities. But here at EWC 26, PMWC is just kicking off for another day of games. Don't miss it, as it's going to be explosive. There's only one rule: just don't wake John.
John looks so sweet just taking a nap right now. One team that was not allowed to take any naps today was Furia because of the way that they were able to perform in day one. But in day two, Max, they are bringing it.
Oh, they were sleeping day one, but now they're wide awake and they're back in the fray. It's so good to see them play around heaven, maybe making sure they clear their backside and then just pushing into heaven, playing the high ground spot. And we'll have a clip later on of how they wrapped up that game properly. But Furia, it's so good to see Brazil is showing some presence here in this group. And 16 points, oh, that's going to put them way higher up on the rankings.
And we're looking at the second place Orangutan with the points. Honestly, the consistency that we're seeing out of this squad is exactly what we want to see. And if they're going to continue on like this, pretty soon we're going to be saying that squad is going to be going straight to the finals because they're creating a bit of a lead there all the way down to the team that's in sixth place.
Yeah, it's looking very, very good for Orangutan to come in today with a win and then a second place. As far as the match rankings go, right? The second place in terms of points, just 14 points is a big amount to be coming in to the first Erangel for. I mean, we got 2 more Erangels for them to come on through here, but yeah, Furia able to really just wrap things up. I do want to say big ups to X-Force Rejects as well. They had Heaven and they kept it.
No.
Oh no. Oh dear. Yes, the replay coming on through of the oddest fight I think we've had so far. Get him!
No! No!
And then the rest of the team going, how dare you? No, we're coming in hot here. Just going to avoid some trees, go around a little bit, and just pile in.
It's a very dangerous game of tag with knives. Who does that?
This shows the camaraderie, you know? You're like, oh, you took out our leader. How dare you? And this is the energy that I love seeing from OG. I do want to sort of touch on, if we go back to, sorry, oh my God, I'm having a break. X-Force. Look. They were from the bottom. Now they're here. This was something, okay, this is something that they needed to do. I guess, a little bit earlier on in the stage. But look, you were saying they had Heaven. That was good. They were able to have line of sight. Even when the contention started with for Thrives against OG, they were able to grab a couple of eliminations from that position. But the mistake that led, obviously having that, they were pushing out of the building, which Furia, obviously, with their 1000 IQ, were able to capitalize on that. But look, they had 16 points heading into today. So having that game pushes them out of that bottom 3, which is exactly what they need to do. But is it something that they can sort of carry on into these next matches? I do feel that they rotated incredibly early. They didn't really have the utility to sort of back up these fights that were happening down on the hill, which any sort of grenade, I think they would have taken that home. So it was a little bit difficult, too early of a rotate for them. little bit of luck mixed in between it, but hopefully we can see more of these adjustments going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to jump in here, though, as well, as I think this is exactly the game that they were needing to now push them forward into the next couple of games. You know, if you've had kind of a rough day, you do just want to get into the top 5, have a survival game, be assured that you actually can get in there, and then you can come into the next game going, okay, we've made a top 3, we've got some decent points, there's a little bit of pressure off of our shoulders, we've reminded ourselves that we're able to actually compete at this level, and we can go on forward now. So I'm hoping for big things coming in from them.
Yeah, and for X-Force, honestly, I don't agree with what people were saying in regards that they got lucky, they were able to defend it off against a lot of people. But moving on to some of the other squads, I actually know we got a clip about Furia that you've been wanting to see, Max. Oh, you know what, before you even show it, let's how about show some stats. They were passive, but the thing is, it ended up working out in their favor because they were playing that to win it.
I just wanted to see a win from Furia, genuinely. That's all I wanted to see.
They gave it to you.
After yesterday, we didn't get it, but here we go, looking at the final clip. You might be thinking, oh, they're just going to go from Chief's compound straight into the side of X-Force Reject, but no, they put themselves between the outskirt of the circle and the middle portion of the circle, meaning X-Force Reject, even the side of NGX, Orangutan are all going to be forced naturally into their position. So all you have to do, set up a very solid defense. And you do that, by the way, with an MG3, which is the best weapon to have for Mr. Silence himself, my MVP prediction of the tournament. I loved it. They now see the number of players is down to just 2. Just nail it down, take home that win. That was literally a perfect finish in terms of execution from good old Furia.
Yeah, and see, that was I just want to touch in that. That was a great sort of overview of what I was sort of explaining. Like, they didn't need to leave that position. Furia obviously capitalized on that, which is excellent from them. But yeah, I mean, X-Force Reject should have just waited.
Yes, we're looking at the overall here. Orangutan now with 80 points. And that's just what I'm talking about. Like, right now with this squad, they have a 25-point lead over 6th place. Top 5 is where you want to be if you want to end up going to the finals. You could end up almost saying, because the way that they're currently playing is so consistent, this squad could be already going to the finals. I don't care if it's too early, but they're playing like it and they're looking like it too.
I mean, honestly, I think we get to the halfway point, and I think that statement is going to be very true, just based on what happens in the next game, right? 4th Rhymes as well. They're starting to go down the leaderboard just a little bit. RRQ. I mean, yes, X-Force Rejects have made it out of the bottom 3 by quite a bit, actually. But Team RRQ, that's not a team I was expecting to see down here, Max.
No Peko, please. Where is No Peko? I want to see some presence from him. Though we did see a little bit higher up on that second page, this Ulf. And a lot of people would say that's disappointing, right? For a team that was second place back at PMGO Season 1 and did so good, especially during the PMGC finals. Let them cook, right? They're slow starting team. Yang Tashol, right? I don't know how you say it in Turkish, but they're slow starting team. I wouldn't be too scared for them, at least as they don't make in the bottom 3. We're fine. Ulf will come back eventually in this tournament.
I was going to say, I don't want to flex out my Turkish just yet, all right?
We're not there.
Let's hold on to that one. But before we even move on, how about we talk about some predictions here? Because for everybody currently watching at home, you can go to the EWC Play app and do your predictions if you haven't already. And if you do end up winning something, make sure you use that hashtag EWC and hashtag EWC26. I want you to tell me quickly, predictions. Who's going to be winning the next game?
Winning the next game is going to be 4th Rhymes.
Enigma Galaxy.
Stop asking me, because apparently I get it wrong and then I get roasted. So don't ask me that question again.
Such a cop-out.
X-Force Rejects, that's who I won, all right? X-Force Rejects, show me, keep on that momentum going. But we're actually going to be going to none other than Barty with the defending champions of PMWC, Yangon Galacticos.
Are we good?
Right you are, Seven. I've got the defending champions of PMWC joining me on the main stage here. I've got Yangon Galacticos. Smile, let's have a quick chat. You know, cast your mind back to PMWC last year. You guys managed to secure the championship. The way that you did that was by consistently putting up placement points. You didn't play too aggressive. You just played your game. Now we've had an entire year since then, and you're going to be joining the group stage tomorrow. Has the strategy changed? What's the plan coming into this year's PMWC?
Especially for the strategy, I don't want to use wine or rugby too much, but we will prepare for every possible situation, every scenario that, including we experience in 2025, any new situation that might happen. Also, we don't rely on the same strategy because this is patchy. Yeah.
Okay. Keeping the cards close to your chest. I like to hear that. Now, let's talk a little bit about what you're wearing. This is very, very cool. Now, your Yangon Galacticos skin has just released in-game a few days ago. It's traditional Myanmar dress, if I'm not mistaken. Please tell us how it feels to have this kind of representation in-game.
I mean, I'm so proud to be here representing Myanmar and wearing Myanmar culture clothes on the international stage. And also that is so meaningful for our fans and Myanmar people to be like a Myanmar traditional clothes on the international stage.
And if you could say anything to your fans who are watching and preparing themselves for you guys to step out onto the stage tomorrow and compete, what would you like to say to them?
I mean, cheer for us.
Cheer for them, that's what they say. Now, for those of you at home, if you want to get your hands on this incredible skin in-game, just go over to the PMWC event in-game, okay? Now, redeem with perk vouchers, and once you've done that, you'll be able to get your hands on the Yangon Galacticos Champion Outfit Ancient Charm Set. Yangon Galacticos, thank you so much for joining me in this interview. I'm going to shake all your hands, boys. Thank you so much. The gloves are really cool as well. And with that being said, let's head back over to the casters to continue day 2 of the group stage.
I don't know about ancient charm. That guy's got new school charm. What a sweet guy. And what a fun team Yangon Galacticos has been. Last year in EWC 2025, they were fantastic. It was good to watch them then. It's good to see them again here again. But we're heading in towards Erangel next. Map number 3.
Let's get it going here, man. Hey, I want to say one thing, right? I love, good old-fashioned esports jerseys. I want that, though. I want one of those, man. So if you got that in a triple XL, bring it on down. But you know
it
what?
looks comfy, dude.
It definitely does. It definitely does. These guys are looking fly, here. But you know what? Speaking of fly, I think it's time to get this started here into the second Erangel of the day. Only 3 more matches after this, but this is going to be a crucial one.
OG up to 80 points now. I think it's going to be difficult to knock them out of that top 5 unless there's some incredible shifts up in the rankings as thing goes on. But honestly, I think OG, they're riding high right now. They are feeling good. I don't think anyone's going to challenge them too much. They might drop out of first place, but I'd love to see them stay up there throughout the entirety of the survival stage. And I can see Hoxie currently has taken our top player spot in number 1 with 17. Actually, Aurora top is doing a huge amount of work for them with 16.
Let's get it going here. And we can take a look at the top players. Yeah, top with the most damage.
Wow.
4,357. Unbelievable performance right here from him. Fortunately, we don't see Aurora on top of the leaderboards here, but they're right there. They're still in 5th place. But OG already now have a nice point sponge, like you mentioned. The GOAT and 14, nice amount of points as well. Completely tied up in 2nd and 3rd. This is going to be a close one. It's really going to come down to the last match to see who's going to be in our top 5.
Absolutely. Now I'm looking down towards the bottom of the leaderboards. RRQ in 14th. Now RRQ qualified on a technicality. They've been working hard, putting in the time to try and get through towards that group stage, potentially through to the finals. It'd be a shame to see them go out here in survival stage, but right now they are not playing up to scratch. So they do a little bit more here. 28 points to the 32 the X-Force Rejects have been able to grab the back of that last game. But we do have Naruto skins in game at the moment. We've got the Ninetales Fury Org there as well, so you can draw for the Naruto character set 2 and become a sage yourself in game. As we all know, all of the viewers of PUBG Mobile are filled with wisdom because you're here with us, of course.
That's right. That's right. If you could have learned any Naruto jutsu, what would it be?
I told you. Wait, John asked me this question yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम यार मैंने हमारा टीम तो क्वालिफाई करके लेकिन यार वो जी हमारा कितना तेज लगे यार बहुत ही एक तो चिकन निकालो कम से कम आज इसी वाले बेचारे को पकड़ दिया इसके पास में लगे मर गए बेचारे ना जीरो है यार ये तो बहुत ही नहीं
formation, but always formation, but always formation, but always formation, but always
towards the end of the day.
yeah. I mean, top 5 is definitely the goal. More placements, the better for sure. And with 69, they do have a little bit of
यार मुझे तो कि सामने निकल गया भाई हर फाइट को इग्नोर करके ना चिकन डिनर की कोशिश कर देना यही बड़ी मेहरबानी होगी KRX चमन रेबल मेरे कजन ने इसको चमन रेबल कहते चमन रेबल अकबर
especially if you go hunt down those elder guns, man, that's going to be so good here towards the end. And it looks like
Coach corner
teams that are already in military base, I think the Galaxy are meanwhile, KRX is going to be
Paul पर अब वो 9 नंबर पे 40 गया गए
Killer Joe is out, Moxie is hurt, so X-Force rejects across the bridge, they get to Novo, and they end up getting the better of Novo. Meanwhile, they're on a glider, getting themselves in position in this next circle.
Yeah, it's sad to see both Footman as well as Force going forward. Number 1, gliding into it, so it looks like double gliding, KRX is double hovering around the map.
5 भरने होता है इसके लिए
Yeah, I think for X-Force Rejects, this is cool. I like this from them. I gotta disagree with in my last match, it did feel a little bit lucky. Honestly, you play Heaven, and they sort of immediately lost as soon as they moved away from it. Yeah. Okay. There is, and that's okay. It's okay to get lucky sometimes. It really is. But it also feels bad when you instantly lose players running out into a singular sideline on C-Bar. So that right there is more promising to me than anything. It's coming in 8 minutes into the game. Take down the squad moving in and have the wherewithal to settle.
घर की 2 प्लेयर गए
Actually get some eliminations. Yeah. I mean, I want to know that I can
ये साइड पे ओके बिल्कुल सर्कल में यही बस चाहिए था यार ओलूल वाला क्यों नहीं यूलेवल वाली प्लेयर मस्ट एलिमिनेशन सिस्टम जीत के सामने मर गए ये ऊपर आ गए हैं ये बनने में पड़ेगा
He's going to be able to try and jump all the way to the top, and he does. So Maniac busting out his parkour skills, showing people this is how it's done. This is how you get up on top. And Ulf's going to have to be mighty careful. His footsteps are pretty loud, though. Let's see if they can hear him up there.
Doc's like, what the hell, man? You're making a lot of noise.
डॉग का नहीं देखे
And the coach didn't look too happy. I don't know if we saw that little coach's corner.
इसका नॉक करके सीधा दूसरे साइड पे जाना
As Rolex is like, hey, nobody's here, right?
There's no way.
Nobody's here, right?
Are we trigger discipline on this one? That's crazy.
Oh, gets the thirst though. And he did get shot in the back, right? Am I tripping?
No, you're not. That is ballsy to say that. Nade goes.
And the coach's corner, no reaction.
No reaction.
No reaction.
Nil point.
ये को फिनिश कर दिया अपने साथ
That is correct.
Yeah. He did get shot in the back.
He did, right? Yeah, I was like.
And my boy just stood on the stairs.
Just saying, you know what? If I'm going down, this is how I'm doing it.
I'm convinced I'm
गंदा ब्रीच गेम हो गया
Oh man, Yusuf getting caught out.
एक ही बंदा बची इनका
Thought he was on top of the hole. If he was on top of it, interesting. Scarface though, yeah, I thought he was on top of the little tippy top of the bridge, but now it looks like we're gonna see Ulf just hard commit.
Alula's coming in here as well.
Ulf got a lot of points to grab. I think they're gonna hold on to the spot for a lot longer.
I mean, why not? I mean, Ulf right now, it feels like people are feeding them points. Ulf's like, they're not even trying to
eliminate कर दे बस मजा आएगा
Take it.
It's just meals, free meal tickets arriving on the bridge. Yeah, I'll eat that up every time. Circle does move far down towards the southeast though. Xbox Rejects did try and take up the buildings down towards the southwest side of C block. But KRX is nice and set up. However, a lot of these teams are going to have to make their way out of airstrip, and quite a few times that can be a difficult task. Getting out across that road, you're massively silhouetted in that situation. It's a question if anyone else has those sightlines. Now, this is a big move from RRQ. They are flying through teams on the southern edge.
I like this play actually. I think if you're RRQ, you're right now at 28 points. Top 5 is going to be really tough. Like you need to pop.
We got to make a play.
Yeah. We got to make a crazy play, and in order to make at least to the survival stage, this could be it, right? Like, hey, let's take the risk now. Especially with Miramar coming up, let's full send it to the center, and they do make it there safely. So it looks like that bet did end up paying. Oh, as soon as I say that, AJ gets a knock and thirst onto one of the players from RRQ. So, maybe a little bit too greedy on that rotation.
Yeah, well, I would say you should assume the players are going to be playing down towards these very much coastal edges. I think it's a very typical area to work with as well.
For sure. And they had so much space here, you know, I just think...
Yeah, there wasn't a reason for it, right? That's crazy thing.
Yeah.
So Fun Talk will get themselves at least one off the back of that. A lot of teams are unwilling to move now they're inside the circle. And it also seems that there's a lot of teams unwilling to move on the outer edges too.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those mistakes you point out, right? Because it's just a pure mistake. Like, there's certain ones that you could be like, all right, it was a coin toss. They could have gone left, they could have gone right, and they just made a bad bet. But that was one where you just kind of lost a player pretty unnecessarily on the side of RRQ. And it's those little tiny ones that they just like are a domino effect to your demise. So it could have been like, oh, we could have won the game with 15 points, but now we're stuck in a third place with 2. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens, though, as we look at this. Ooh, nice shot of that map. Let's see where the circle goes, though. Are we going to have a crazy shift? Does it center up? That's going to make things interesting. Oh,
man, that's sad for RQ, though.
That is tough.
You make a big play for the south side, and assuming it's going to move out away from airstrip, it runs it straight back. And KRX, honestly, for them, they're pretty happy with their spot.
Yeah.
They're even happier now. And if they still got the double hovercraft, they will be very well set up going into this late game. Not that they need to move much, but they can create some really good impromptu cover. All gamers will fly straight across this bridge. Gaming Stars realizing now they need to move instantaneously. RRQ flip to a new area. Foosman's on the other side.
They made the push quick.
A bunker each.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Your RRQ, the zone swapped on over. Take those bunkers, secure those spots. KRX, I believe they were holding those satellite positions with those hovercrafts, so that's a really good position, especially if the zone decides to go ahead and hard shift down south. So teams now taking some of their final spots. A lot of teams, though, still need to get into this zone. Our top of the leaderboard squad, OG, they are still way over there in blue, just barely crossing the bridge, super late. Al-Ula is in the same position on the other side as well.
It's a hard, I mean, we kind of was focused over towards 2 bridges there, and they were really unwilling to move. So was All Gamers, a little bit scared of it. And I know that OG likes to really analyze how they want to go forward. So if they still think a team's there, like they did yesterday on Miramar Gaming Stars, they'll try and figure out a different situation. Now they're trying to wrap on the northern edge, which I do think this is kind of interesting. They could come down from the hillside and sling into the south side of C block if they wanted to. But it's certainly an interesting one. And I think if you can see All Gamers flying in towards that eastern side, maybe this is the play, and it looks like to be what they're going for.
Yeah, they're sending it right now. Igor is trying to survive this one. Serpentini, looks like one of his tires did get popped out. He's in trouble. Quick, getting a knockout to Aaron. AGAL, yeah, just trying to send it to safety, but Ayala pops him out the vehicle.
It's not going to be. Fury has been marshalling this northeast road for a long, long time. Pulling out the badge.
Oh, pulling out the buggy.
Yeah.
That one real quick.
Badge has been put away, apparently.
Yes, it has.
By the Flash here. You are playing on the eastern side as well, so they'll double back the hillside. Again, I kind of like what OG went for, you know, just barrel down that hilltop. You out of the sightlines for quite a while until you in front of C block. It's not the craziest position, but you get a position at this stage.
Yeah.
It is kind of lit.
Yeah, dude, the fact that you even here with all 4 players up, it definitely is going to work out. Their med situation has to be super low.
Yes,
they blew.
Good point.
They blew through them just getting into here. But you know what? The fact that they are here and have such a point sponge on top is a good thing going for them for sure. You know what? I want to say one thing.
Go on.
These next 3 matches outside about it, they're going to be so wild, right? And I'm just very, very happy that John got his rest before them.
Oh, he needs that nap, dude. You'll need that nap because you better be bringing the thunder going into those next few games. And the talk.
Dude, I just keep seeing these coach cameras.
Yeah, the problem is the coach corner cameras is that they're shown for about 2 seconds. We realize they're very sad, and then we take them away.
Dude, they're just sad or serious, dude. They're just like...
I think the production should keep the coach corner cameras up for a good 15.
Yeah.
We got to lock in with them.
Good 15 seconds. Oh, I would love to see the coach's POV too, like in the middle of a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. As Silence putting some shots downrange, holding this position. This is a tough circle here, especially if it does go down south. That airfield there's not a lot of coverage in that area.
No, you're pretty much playing against the fence right now. Playing off the back of vehicles you still have that aren't completely wrecked. Dragging the bumper down the side of the road with them. Enigma Galaxy, this is not a horrible spot to play in. They just have to be absolutely proactive. They're down towards the south side of the fence. But we're here with Furia. looking to crest into the building alongside with KRX. Can QXZ hit a nutty grenade? Pops it back in the pocket though. And it makes sense. Oh my goodness me. They were fast to this location. But wow, the utility, the vests, the ammo, that don't look great. We got micro Uzis on board as well.
Yeah, and the good thing about where Furia is like it's pretty much almost impossible to hit a nade on them, right? That chain link fence makes it so difficult, and you can just see them just holding those utils, throwing it out, going back to that little coverage. So, but Team Flash, full sending it here onto Geeky, a hard commit. And it's up to them to win this fight. Oh, great teamwork there with a 2v1. They are fully taking advantage of Geeky, catching them off guard. I don't think they really expected them to push. And if you're Geeky, it's kind of your fault there. You had to make sure that you got at least some shots onto them coming on in. But they were able to fully push this easily. And now, with that bounce nade, Team Flash is pushing up little by little.
It's a naughty pincer they came in with. Zeus around the corner, still on fire. Oh my goodness me. They toast him up a little bit, but he crunches back down on them with a couple of shots through from the DBS. Lovely to see here from the Flash, but yet there's only one stairway to get up on that building. You pincer on both sides. It's hard to deal with if you don't have a player on the bottom floor, and that team was already hurting. So it's a good identification from Flash, a good identification of how that building is best aggressed upon. So yeah, well done. Very, very well done. And now they have the ability to hold up both KRX and Fury in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, we had to see Geeky up on that top floor, and you could see exactly that's what Flash is doing. They have two up on top, just keeping an eye out so nobody pushes up on them for free. And that little mistake allowed Team Flash to just push up and get it done. Silence throwing a smoke right onto himself here. We know that was on purpose.
Damn, well, that is a nice nade. I think he's trying to get the M79 over towards the player who's knocked, but it's kind of just given away where he's playing. Got the pumpy and a nade. This has to be a special one, but the door's closed on him. Oh dear.
Oh, and that nade's gonna knock him out. It's just up to Chief. Next zone does go on over to the wide open field. Chief barely getting outside of that Molotov range. KRX, they want this elimination. They're just scared.
That's on target.
Yeah, that. Goodbye, Chief. Dinner has been served, and that is Furia out of there, roasted to a crisp.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate for Chief. Was not the chef in that scenario, that's for sure. But now we have Enigma Galaxy down towards that southwest side. Their basic big task here is pretty much to hold everyone out coming through airstrip. There's a lot of little bits of interesting terrain. The airplanes themselves as well in the way. But this open area, so easy to dodge away from a lot of the nades. See how Ulf is able to play this one out. Get a quick replay on this one.
Boom!
Nice nade from XZ over towards Sitting and Thunder Talk.
Thunder Talk just can't catch a break here, man. Oh, they need to do something crazy if they want to just even get to the survival stage at this point. Top five, so just way too far away with only 3 matches left. They'd have to literally win all 3. But let's get into this game here. This is what's important. RQ shutting down X-Force Reject, saying, nope, that is going to be it for you guys. But look at our leaderboards here. We got so many people in the top 9 still alive. These leaderboards are going to get crazy. Ulf up on top. Scarface with so much lay of the land here. Throwing the nades. Not trying to give away his position. And gets the lock onto Lord. He's got another, though.
I mean, they must have passed all the nades across to Scarface. He's up on high. He's dropping bombs. At the moment, Enigma Galaxy struggling to hold up. Fourth Thrives decide they'd move over in the midst of all the chaos. Satan very low. But my goodness me, 40 bullets left basically. Eren will finish off Satan. Kelsey takes a big hit here. But for Ulf, this is a large game. 8 eliminations coming through. An almost impossible push for them that they're making happen here.
Oh, they needed this one. They needed this one so bad. 24 gets the knock on a Scarface, and that is that critical angle taken away. So now they no longer have the high ground. T24 is starting to push those nades through and gets the lock. He's down to half an HP, though. Gets knocked in return. Balak, though, is here, and he came to play. 1v1 situation. Balak Up close and personal with the shotgun. He's got the range. He switches to the M4 and shuts him down. Valak with 1 HP, making it happen for his team.
3 legendary players on the same location. It's Valak, Aaron, and Coops. And Coops comes out on top. Goodness me. They needed him to dunk it into the hoop here, and he's certainly done that. Looks to move away, but now has to deal with RQ, who rocks up to the location. They're on set, they're on deck, and they're looking to get themselves out of the danger zone.
Woo! RQ just sweeping up the dust after that one. That was wild. So many superstars just going at it. And look at our top 3. Still in the game, but only single players alive. Next zone goes on over to the left. This thing is ping-ponging all over the place.
The Flash, though, they've got an unreal spot on this one. They just have to deal with KRX in the near future, and KRX, they are low on supplies. Team Flash has got a lovely little watchtower to make sure they aren't rocking up to them too quickly, and then you're right, it is very much open space after then. Likely the circle pulls away from both WizGod and the Flash. No one wants to move out to this open zone. This is a very difficult circle for everyone. I am more surprised that Foopsman has been left unimpeded inside the bunker over towards the eastern side for so long. And it certainly kept him safe. All right.
Dude, he be fooping right there. Foopsman just holding it down. He ain't moving at all, I'll tell you that. The second he walks out, he's done. Honestly, just go out the blue zone. He's got a smoke in his hand. He may try, but...
I mean, they're not the point. That run
just
out.
Don't try,
that
honestly.
Run out
like
is
this,
hellish.
It's over. If he makes it even into that white line of this circle, then I'm talking about GOAT are going to win this whole tournament.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
It's a hard push. I mean, there's this tiny ridge line you can play, but by the time you show your face, that happens.
Yeah, the second he even looked out. The second he even looked. Oh,
check this setup out. Oh, KRX, I wish you come to the door right now. Nade goes through, looks to be fairly decent, but Hoxie doesn't jump out the window. But the Flash, they've got a nasty surprise waiting for them at the door.
Look at that. And then the nade busts all those gas cans. They wanted to make sure they had the perfect setup if they did push in. But now we're going to see KRX get beat up by 4 Thrives, trying to make something happen. Team Flash, though, punishing them and wiping them out. KRX not able to make the push.
I think Hazyfa stole a lot of those heliums, though, unfortunately. RQ still going. Hazyfa gets himself up in towards. Strong position in the game here. RQ, Gemforce will find WizGod. Hazyfa at least secures himself a 3rd place here. But RQ absolutely will pull themselves out of the bottom spots this game. It's a certainty at this point. But we are centering up over towards horrendously open ground.
Hazyfa, man, last player up for 4 Thrives, does get this just one piece of coverage in this circle. What can he do with it? Especially if he's very fortunate to catch RRQ and Flash fight each other. Who knows what could happen? But Flash are going to have to push on out of that position. You can see him holding that kind of satellite tower position. So get a little bit of coverage here, but there's just nothing. It is all wide open field. Everybody just hugging the edge for the little bit of coverage they have.
You can see this is one of the most disgusting areas of the map.
Gross, dude. This is straight gross. There's nothing.
It really is. Yeah, I think gross is a good way to put it. RQ is moving forward, though. They get themselves over towards the ballistics. Flash playing up on top. Oh. It's a good shot from the par. Expect nothing less. Hazyfa, the pile driver, off in the distance. Looking to smash these two teams apart as a solo. Quick tap fire.
He's going to have to tap fire. He's only got like 70 rounds left, and to make it even less. Trying to get another elimination, though. Genfoss actually gets that knock on the bows. He's going for the thirst. He wants all the points here, but it's not going to be enough. That's 4 Thrives out of there. Here we go. It's Team Flash versus RRQ.
A nice interview with Flash earlier on. They were looking to find some more success today. There were some decent games yesterday. But can they secure the chicken dinner here at our halfway mark of day 2? try and get themselves towards a position to get a direct qualification through to the finals in the top 5. Zeus playing off the back of the loot crate, has the ghillie suit, might actually be insanely important here. But they know they've spotted him. RRQ, a lot on the line for them right now. Win, the final player left alive.
It's all up to RRQ here. They needed this win so desperately, especially with only 3 matches after this. They're trying to make that last second run into the top 5. And a chicken dinner here could be the beginning of that. But well, Team Flash, they're pushing themselves big up the leaderboards. Here we go, it's just Win. He's got the last rock, but it ain't gonna be big enough. It's RRQ getting the chicken dinner right when they needed it.
Playing off the missile, they certainly will rocket up the leaderboard with that one. It's an important moment for this team at this stage of the day, but the fight is not done yet. They do not want to drop back down towards that bottom 3. There is still a chance of it happening, but right now they could breathe a little easier.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, they definitely are. They didn't breathe well enough to where we saw no pop-off right from that win. It's just like,
I know.
It was just, all right, good. You know, we're alive. Okay, let's see what we can do, though, before we really get happy.
But Flash, honestly, they played well. I think the aggression onto that compound versus Geeky, it was gorgeous. That was gorgeous. Really well set up, honestly. And I think there's been multiple times we've seen Flash where they've demonstrated just great map knowledge, but more than that, great tactical knowledge of how to play those moments.
Dude, not to mention we saw those beautiful setups with those gas cans, right? It just goes to show.
They're cheeky guys.
They're doing everything they can, right, to make sure that they win those games, and that's how you get it done.
That's the Flash feel. They'll do whatever it takes, and if it means playing off the back of a loot crate in Miramar to qualify for one of the biggest tournaments, they'll do it, all right? And I think that's what I like about Flash. They really take any opportunity, any moment to make it happen.
And honestly, it just goes to show, like Geeky, right? I don't know how you let them push up on you without getting one shot downrange. But Team Flash, that and the fact that they're able to take that risk, right? They see that spot open, they're like, you know what? Full hard commit. If we can take it on the way in, it is what it is. But if we do get it, we get the win, right? Possibly.
Yeah.
And honestly, with that many eliminations, that's a W for sure.
It is a W. And that's what all the teams have their sights on this tournament. The gorgeous PMWC at EWC trophy right there in front of our eyes. But a small break for us all, really, coming forward.
Yeah.
And I think that as we get to map 3, you got to take a breather here, reassess what we're doing going into the next 3 matches, because they really do count. And again, a lot of teams, they don't technically want to head through over towards that group stage.
No.
They would much rather just go straight to the finals. It's so much easier, so much more prize pool there as well. But again, it requires you to make those moves, make those moments happen. But yeah, I do want to see more on Enigma Galaxy. I think that they're a team that absolutely can secure a spot in top 5.
For sure.
There's been moments where we look across them and like, oh guys, you kind of look a little bit sad after that game, but they're playing well, man. They are playing well. And hope they can continue to do that, because we'll be back very shortly, and we'll see you soon with JJ, John and Alan.
place. Close enough to see the trophy, but never close enough to lift it. For Aurora Gaming, the road to the Esports World Cup is about more than qualification. It is about finishing the story this roster started last year. At 2025 PMWC, they established themselves as one of the most mechanically gifted teams in PUBG Mobile. Their aggression was fearless, and one knock could quickly become a complete squad wipe. Doc, Top, Zeol, and Refus could all take over a fight, but at times, they looked more like a group of incredible individuals than one fully connected team. Doc was named MVP, but they still finished third.
За бидрийг одоо төрүүлэхэд зогсцоосон зүйл нь гэвэл үгүй миний хувьд бол яг тэр үеийн яг сэтгэл зүй жоохон нэг тийм байсан болоод тэгээд ер нь зоонч тэр rotationч тэр ер нь тийм болоог баха.
Then came PMGC, another huge international performance, another MVP level showing, and another third place finish. Two of the biggest tournaments in the world, 2 podiums, but still no trophy.
За өнгөрсөн жилийн гэх юм бол бас 2 том тэмцээнд 3 дугаар байранд орсон. Тэгээд энэ жил одоо тэгээд чадхаараа чэндэ.
Now, they return under Aurora Gaming with a new organization, the same firepower, and another opportunity to finally win. The question has never been whether they have enough talent. Their MVP titles have already proved that. The real question is whether multiple stars can now play as one complete championship team. Their qualification run showed promising signs. Aurora still played aggressively, but their rotations looked more controlled. Their pushes had more support, and the team appeared more connected. That growing coordination was on full display in the final match.
Oh, the nade of Refus, the 1v4 from a range!
They wiped out the last team and won the EECA finals by the smash rule with 145 points and finished first in the regional qualification ranking.
That will be the tournament going their way. They've done it. Aurora are your champions.
За өнгөрсөн жилээс энэ жил нь ондоо зүйл гэвэл одоо манай багийн хувьд ер нь сэтгэл зүй өөр амьсгал багийн тоглолт ер нь нэлээ өөрчлөгдсөн. Одоо яагаад гэвэл өмнө жил одоо 2 том тэмцээнд 3 дугаар байранд орсон болохоор одоо жишээ нь авраг авахаас одоо нөө хой суугдсан алдаануудаа ер нь тэгээд бүгд засч орж ирсэн. Тэгээс авраг авахын төлөө ер нь чадхаараа хичээнэ.
The MVP awards are already there. The international podiums are already there. Only one thing is missing, the championship. Aurora Gaming arrive at PMWC 2026 as the uncrowned kings of PUBG Mobile, ready to break the third place curse and finally become global champions.
Jangan diadu, jangan sampai ke drop. Dia bisa mati zona ya. Gua main dalam smoke ya. Iya. Gua ambil kanannya, gua ambil smoke-nya, gua ambil smoke. Ambil get. Udah di batu kanan dia. Oke, dari batu. Tanda sep. Nice. Gitu deh kayak dari tadi.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PMWC at EWC 26, day 2 of Group A, as we're just 3 games away from crushing Keys. But talking about Keys that don't want to be crushed, RRQ, the team that needed those points, the team that needed to be able to get out of the top 3, I think with that win, they should be able to.
I mean, agreed. I mean, these teams, you can see the desperation that are flowing through all our teams at this present time because they know that this is their last and final chance. They don't get another opportunity after this. They don't get to have a second chance. They're already on day number 2. Now, this performance from RRQ, obviously they were incredibly quiet in our first 2 matches, so having this sort of comeback for them is not, I'm going to say, a miracle. It was obviously well determined and planned. They were able to sort of cause that chaos and that contention right here in the ends of the stages and basically position themselves in such a fantastic way whilst our juggernaut teams sort of fell from there.
Yeah, and it's still really good to see RRQ get a bit of presence here with that massive chicken dinner here on the outskirts of military base. But we saw during these replays, Coops, oh my goodness, Coops, that clutch. There was Ulf, there was Nigma Galaxy there trying to just survive against their grenades, and also 4 Thrives coming in late. But what a clutch from this guy. But eventually you can see the circle very open-ended. Flash just throwing everything against the wall, hoping it sticks, but nothing really stuck for them. And eventually the angles they had was enough to finally secure the very first Indonesian win here.
Yeah, and for Flash, I mean, for them to even get second place, this is good as well for them, being able to get those eliminations. But for some of the other squads, it's starting to be a bit of a you need to start doing a lot better. We've seen Exports Rejects do better. We've seen it now none other than the team that just ended up winning RRQ do better to get themselves out of that bottom three, as we're looking at a head-to-head here from Flash and 4Thrives. In 4Thrives, my gosh, Falak can definitely do his thing. He's still showing that they want to go for that first place, because they should be able to go for that first. Is that Glitter? Glitter! Whoa, wait, come back. I actually want to see if we can get a club. Is there any club championship update?
Oh, no. But I'm literally going to get one right now, so stay tuned.
Thank you. Glitter Explosion, our championship update person. Just the girl. She knows everything about CC. But going back to some of the other with 4Thrives, right? They're still battling with OG for that first place. If you end up being in first place, you will be able to crush those keys.
Yeah, they've been having a bit of a tougher time in the last few games today, because the finish is always just a solo of 4Thrives. We're not seeing like the dominant force, 4-3 players alive just steamrolling every team in these matches. No, it was Huzaifa earlier on in that Heaven finish. It was IQ. I want to see the just dominance of 4Thrives back in these games, because right now it's been a bit silent, but day 1-7 was just so good for them. It should still be enough for them to remain in that top 5.
One team that we haven't seen being able to be dominant or even currently in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken, when we get a chance to end up looking at the overall, is Ulf. Ulf is a team that a lot of us were expecting to go straight from groups to finals because of the performance that they have had this year.
Yeah, it was about a 3.3 average point for yesterday, just eliminations alone. And for a squad of this caliber, I mean, their first few games to only achieve sort of like 10 points, which is not bad compared to some of the other squads, but it's unusual coming out of this match. And they were able to have that control over the western side. They had that little bit of defense. They were able to sort of get the car and place it on the hill against 4Thrives. But they were so incredibly grouped in that contention. It just took one of these opening nades from 4Thrives to be able to eliminate that, and then they just didn't have the ability to maintain that spot. And their squad should be able to do that. I mean, at the end of the day, it was about 8 eliminations coming out of that match, something that they needed, but this is something that they should be doing every match.
They definitely should be doing that every match. Now we're looking at the bottom 3 max. We got Alula, Gaming Stars, Thunder Talk Gaming. Thunder Talk has been pretty much non-existent, so I'm sorry, Thunder Talk fans. I'm just gonna skip it. Gaming Stars as well. Alula at one point showed us that they could maybe even try to push for the top 5. That's not the case right now, as they're currently sitting at the bottom 3.
I gotta say, unfortunately for the side of Alula Club, it's just 2 players doing most of the work for their side, so I need to see presence from the other 2 players. Hopefully it'll be enough, because right now, 7, it's a 2-point difference between those teams in the bottom 3 and the teams just above them. So Alula, it's not game over, but they need to get these points on board right now. Their non-games literally are 0-pointers. You can't afford to do that at PMWC.
Yeah, you cannot afford to do that kind of stuff at PMWC, especially with 3 matches left. You can either make it to the grand finals, you can make it to survival, or you can end up going home, going into this final 3 match. Oh, what is this?
Oh, bro, thank you. What's this?
What's this?
What is... Thank you, James.
I will not throw my
even
card
give us a thumbs up. I threw my card.
I've learned my lesson.
Oh,
sir.
wait. This is a PUBG Mobile blind box. There's something inside. Let's open it.
There's a Giga Rare one.
Oh my gosh.
The mysterious, the joyful.
Wait, y'all ready for this?
Is that the clan or clan?
Lace, wait, you ready for this?
I want the pink one.
Max is already going.
Oh my god, you guys are already ripping it.
Sorry, we're littering right now. Don't worry, we'll pick it up after this.
Oh, there's more packaging.
Oh, I thought I got the special one.
Oh, there's a card in there too.
Oh, did I just get the one I wanted? Oh, no.
Hey, I got the pink one.
That's the one. Is that what we get? Let's open it.
I got the.
Gonna have to put this down.
I think I got the pink one. Sorry, spoiler alert.
What did I get?
We're clearly not good at opening blind boxes.
If you like ASMR, here you go.
El Clasico.
Yeah,
Wait.
boy. Wait, did we get twinsies?
Wedding! Please let me open this. Yes. Yes. I like this. You know what? I'm on this the rest of the day, because we're now heading to the final 3 matches of PMWC at EWC 26 Group A. Who's going to be making it? This is awesome.
I'm loving it. Some excellent blind box openings coming there through from our analyst desk. And they're having a good time. Our teams probably less so, because it is getting sweaty.
Yeah, that's the thing about blind boxes, John. You never really know what you're going to get outside of the predefined list of items. But obviously in PUBG Mobile, kind of similar. You always know what you're aiming for, but you never know if you'll get it. Some teams definitely getting more than others.
Yeah, right now, hot contest on the bottom bubble, and it's going to be a real fight for them to try and join some of the teams maybe in the survival stage, not to mention the top 5 going straight to those grand finals. We're going to be heading over into Erangel for the last time of Group A as the plane path sends on over. Looks like we're coming from North George, cutting down toward Novo way, towards that military base. We saw that
in the last match they played this entire tournament, and obviously for what we've been building up for throughout the season, throughout this year, back-to-back grinding for some opportunities to really arrive in Paris, France here at EWC 26. John, if it's taken away from you in the space of 12 games, it's going to be such a gut-wrenching feeling.
Well, that's going to happen. It is going to happen necessarily to at least 12 players.
Yeah.
Because 3 of these teams are going to be going home, as the Nets was talking about before.
सेकंड नंबर पे आ गए हमारी टीम तो बस ये हो जी वाला को बस 19 फटक के भाई 1 नंबर पे हो गया उसी को पीछे छोड़ दिया कैसे कर अच्छा इधर
So far,
especially
today again. It's been a bit aggro. This is one that I imagine for Goat Team you're probably going to look
at.
Love a late rotate, guys. This is the dream.
Yeah, grab some of those hovercrafts, pull a KRX, send in 2, and get in late into the game, or at least try to. Looks like Flasher on the hunt. They've spotted 2 players in a buggy. Out of the window he goes. Wint for the spray down. This one. Reload. Leaning out the windows, 3 players in the car, trying to chase them. But it looks like X-Force rejects are wily to it.
Yeah, we're looking for the lineup. He leans out the back seat with the boys tracking nicely. That's going to be the bonnet over the top of Reverb to get their first Elim hard hammered in. So not ideal for reject, John. You've dropped into a field and you've been mowed over by a vehicle.
Far from it. Yeah, absolutely. Do want to be keeping all your players alive right until the very end, Jackie. That is a top tip for PUBG Mobile. But they are going to be playing on and right on the bubble as well in that 13th place position. It is rough stuff, especially given that they're one of the few teams who's already dropped towards the short side, right? With such a better opportunity with Severny to grab everything that they want. And if you guys want to grab everything that you want, make sure that you're joining the Uzumaki Naruto event to make sure you can get the chance to draw those beautiful skins that have been added to the game over the course of it. And see if you can take the top spots here. Well, you have to wait for that probably. Next qualifiers.
Yeah. Maybe another year, maybe another time. But obviously for the squads that are battling it out into a team on rotate, well, that would be a lot easier if you had all 4 players. Even one at a pivotal point like this makes it far harder to actively fight. And rejects, I mean, not, being rude, John, they need the extra level right now. You need the full squad. 3 players, this is going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, they are only 2 points ahead. They definitely need. They definitely need.
यार एक नोट को क्या हो गया
They definitely need.
proactive. We've seen that over the course of the flow of games today as well. Opportunity that they might run to some bystanders and possibly get a read on it. Avoid early interaction if possible with this setup. It's TTG just nearby, Ulf, and then Flash in the middle as well. Another squad that's there though, John, OG. Been looking a lot more exciting as the event's gone on. A lot of fanfare behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. They have really picked things up today, obviously taking that top spot right now, just about pipping 4th Thrives to the post for the time being, but there is still time to change that. Of course, again, very closely for position. But for both of these two teams, it's about that top 5. It's brilliant that you have that sort of step up for Orangutan, for 4th Thrives. They have really been putting that pressure on towards the top of the tables, and it's been great to see they've been able to ascend to such heights. But yeah, for Orangutan, they're looking much more coordinated today. They're looking like they really have it figured out in a lot of situations, I think it's safe to say. Quick refuel there for 4th Thrives as I forget some target practice in. Getting ready for it. And I'm assuming, yeah, I'm just going to top that one up right to the tippy top, and off he goes. Falak on the road again. Falak was kind of crazy with it at the end of that last match, right? Sending forwards over towards, I think it was Enigma Galaxy to try and sweep through. Obviously, no, sorry, it was Coops who took him down from Enigma Galaxy. Yeah. Yeah, it was really quite nutty what they were able to pull off there. Unfortunate that Coops did roll them down, but you can see why people talk about Falak the way they do from the play in the end there. I would say a little bit too much risk for my liking, but that's why I'm not in his shoes.
That's fair enough, man. I think, you know, at certain times you've got to dial it on, right? And if you can wreck yourself in those moments, we've seen when he does need to sort of realistically understand it's time to play a bit slower, be a bit more defensive, he can hit that switch. But he's so damn slick with it in firefights that, honestly, I'm pretty excited seeing him giving it. He started off day one with an absolute fanfare of performance, and that's not gone anywhere. Chance they might run into some uncomfortable water, though. You got this wrap over the bridge from Aurora, KRX just up ahead, and 2 of the 4-man split from Nigma, not too far away either.
Yeah, still in Pachinki though, and if I know anything about them, they're going to stay there until Zone 2, and then see where they can go. Okay, no, they are on the road now, so they have finally looked to leave Pachinki. As we hop over on board with Geeke, they are currently moving out towards the east side of Wassup, trying to find a way to maybe have a chance to cross the river later on. It looks like Orangutan are further ahead in that pursuit though, and that's going to make things difficult. Will cause a bit of a roadblock there, and instead they post up in some of the buildings. At the moment, with the river as it sits, you're more going to look to prioritize the eastern side of this circle right now because it's so much more mobile. Teams out there are going to have the opportunity to send all the way north nice and quickly, or drop down south if it comes to it. But the teams around the river, they're going to be blocking each other. It's going to be a lot harder to move. It's very, very difficult to try and make that rotation. But sometimes that's just where you have to find yourself. That's just where you are going to end up going. But yeah, I'm looking at the teams on the east and thinking they're going to have a better time of it in towards stage 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's fair enough, man. As much as the ideal situation doesn't always present itself, sometimes you've got to just roll with the punches. We did see a little bit of a read there from Geeke as well. It's Ragnarok that's looked like he's actually kind of the spear of this team in situations where they want to instigate. He's always keen for a fight. Took some warning shots over towards OG. Won't really invest much into it, but info goes both ways. They don't need to all-out brawl right now. They'll avoid that encounter. This is going to get spicy soon, though, John. A lot of space that's going to be taken away. Tons of squads getting neck and neck towards each other, and that's the crunch that comes in.
Yeah, keeps Yasnaya on the north side of this circle. Again, those teams out to the east side going to have better access to this one, but I'm looking at RRQ and wondering what their moves are here. It's a difficult spot for them. Do they try and force their way across the bridge? There's potential for them to get a good start, but as time ticks away, it's going to get less and less likely that they can make it unscathed. However, they have managed to send forwards a scout. And actually, the compound to the south of that bridge looks fairly uncontested. They might just saddle themselves with a really quite brilliant compound on the west side of those Yaz fields. Very, very central. And potential to backswing if they do need to end up going to the north side in a crazy circle shift.
Ooh, 10 points for that one as well. Lovely work there, John. He's probably damaged the vehicle a little bit in terms of resale value, but hey-ho, for what it was a nice rotate right up the ramp.
You know what? A chicken dinner's worth any resale value drop, so we'll see if they can leverage that position. over on the east side. Very stylish, though. And you're right. Yeah, style points definitely super important here.
It's pretty on brand for 4-5s as well, isn't it? Style, from what we've seen. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bit more of that. Right now they're looking over just towards the ridgeline. Got a bit of a read on TTG, but once again, you don't want to throw the first domino and have it blow up in your face. But Flash,
don't know what sort of dominoes you're playing.
They're really big ones, but they're full of those, you know, the things you used to buy from the penny shop, you throw them down, they blow up. It's like that. Yeah. Bangers, John. Bangers.
Absolute bangers. Let's see if we've got a banger of fight on our hands here between Team Flash and Gaming Stars. Win pulling the pin. It looks like the opener has gone well, but Bozy has already fallen as well. So it is not looking super healthy. You've got KRX also poking their noses in from the south side of this fight, Jackie, which is going to potentially force it into an uncomfortable scenario. Well, more uncomfortable than it already is, to try and find themselves locked horns now. Gaming Stars trying to rebuff Team Flash. Yeah, KRX going to continue to just slyly creep around the wings of this.
Now on the periphery, keeping their eyes open. Swash going in. Ooh, trying to swing the broadsword there on contact. Top's good for one quick flash back. Rolex with a heavy artillery doing damage as well. So trading blows right now, but this is looking like a pretty good recovery for Flash, John.
Yeah, it looks that way indeed as Gaming Stars go down and Flash hold their nerve in the fight. Some really cheeky angles being held there. The two ghillie suits on the inside of the building, not going to matter too much, but it does probably feel a little bit more insulting when you see a little bush Wookiee coming around the corner, taking those shots at you. In the meantime, we saw a player earlier drop from X-Force Rejects. It looks like they may not find too much more luck out in the open as they rotate towards the Wizard Tower here. This is very, very central in those Yaz fields. It is completely isolated. And for days. He's got to be rotated back around the side and re-injected from that south edge. And now Nick the Galaxy sit on the south side of this one. Should potentially have a pretty good position into the circle, but 4-Thrives moving in from the east side could make that difficult. This is an interesting rotate coming through from AGAL, right? They are actually going over the north side of the Yaz Lake, followed by Alula, but they're going to have to try and cross the bridge. It looks like that Wassup bridge is going to be available for them. But are they going even further west? Okay, fair enough. If they don't have the scouting information, you might expect that Wassup Bridge could be sat underneath.
Yeah, I suppose the paralysis by analysis on that one, overthinking it just in case. We'll see if they take a bit of time for a slightly longer rotate on it. Right now, more of a scouting party mission to read things. Alula going to double back as well towards Yaz as they don't overcommit on the chase. I'm looking at this very slow rotate we've had from GOAT as well. This is more classic GOAT, John. They love just wasting the time, dialing it down. And a potential fight versus 4-5s is something where Killer Joe loves to stick his face into the mix. But look who gets the first knock. Falak out swinging.
And the flush as well comes on through. Falak on the broadside though, and it's Team Flash to crack him open. And it will go down. Not quite getting the flush, but he's very, very low. Immediately IQ swings on wide. The spray down needs to come through, but the rest of Flash not quite in position. It was a cheeky pick, but I think they're going to be able to get Falak back to his feet. Zeus moves into an off angle though, and that could be the high ground they're looking for with GOAT in the wings. 2. There is danger on every front. Falak will be back though, and he will look to get some healing done. 4-Thrives look to maintain position on the east side.
Yeah, I want to see if they can really dig their heels in and hold on to this. Top's attempted to get a large dash on the nade, but not enough distance to hit that one. And on the double back, he's spotted out. Easy connections from Hooksy and Tree. That's going to be in left. Banged out in the field. John as KRX clean up on that free elim.
No possibility of recovery there. Playing a player down now as well. 2 players down now for Flash. KRX looking to hunt down a third as Zeus heads out into the blue with his comrade on the east side, really getting hounded out of town now. 3 circles in. We're about to see that next stage coming through, and as soon as you start getting knocked in the blue zone, it's not going to work out well for you. This central area, Ulf's compound, super important. with this next circle shift coming on through, if it heads out to the east, okay, it's going to guard a lot of access for the teams on the north, out to that west side as well. But I'm looking at Enigma Galaxy here, and I'm thinking they found themselves in a pretty solid spot, as have 4 Thrives. Geek as well, holding down that area, could potentially be on to a winner. But Thundertalk, slap bang in the middle, might just have what they needed, because X-Force Rejects, they're down and out already. We'll see if they can make it happen.
Pot shots being taken towards RRQ as well, with Alula finally making their push down. We had that split from either side of the squads with AGAL. And Alula being thrown into the blender. RRQ attempting to get the shots on target. Furia third party as Chief starts to strike. And they might be able to clean up onto this as well. Force the issue back onto Alula following the damage they've taken from that investment, John.
Trying to recoup some losses. See if they can consolidate, re-engage a little bit stronger. That north side does need to conclude fast though, because the circle has just started closing. AGAL on the west edge, that slow west side swipe is going to work out well for them in terms of staying alive, but the west insert may be a little bit more tricky. Ooh. On board with Furia as they take a tumble, but it's 1-for-1.
R3B, what can he do here? Closing the gap with the shotty, quick switch to the primary as well. Tracing not quite on point to get the back tag off as Furia do dip out. You can see the damage is already done. It's only a solo that barely might survive. Survive being the operative term, and not this time. Alula wave bye-bye to Furia as they are down and out.
And they say hello to the top 13 with that as well. The 7 eliminations they found, they are making that break for the survival stages here and now in match 10. Takes until double digits apparently, but an inch is as good as a mile when it comes to qualification. And that's what they're looking for. As far as they can go in this match, they will start to put a buffer between them and the 2 teams beneath them who have already been eliminated from this match, which is brilliant news for them. And they might be chasing down Geek and potentially RRQ off this match.
Exactly, see how far you can force this one. Do not leave fate in the hands of the other squads that are nearby you, vying for survival within today's games here. The PMWC, give it your absolute all. And write history for yourself. We've got the POV of Force right now. There was that 2 split players at the further backside from Foops and Moxie that were watching the rear. They're going to move up onto him safely in the compound. AGAL not too far out either. Been a whole lot quieter from 4 Thrives, sitting pretty for some time. Alula, meanwhile, has been forced to fight. And it seems like, again, they are willing to do so. Brief opportunity to loot. Yasser further back. Vehicle taking some shots.
Do need to get that healing done nice and quickly. It's just not going to be quite enough. The play zone takes him down. Some tags coming on through. And he will fall. Unfortunate there to lose one. But yeah, for Alula, this may be as far as they can go. I was hopeful that they could find something maybe against Ulf pushing in nice and quickly from that north side. But yeah, the doors are starting to close. The windows too, locked and bolted. They're going to have to smash something if they want to break their way through. Falak now in contest again, peeking over the ridgeline as KRX may have their attention diverted down to the south side.
Oh, they're so low, though, from the sustained damage they're taking from outside of the blue and the pot shots, even with R3B getting that tag into the back of KRX. They don't have the gap closed to get in their face and convert from it. It's just one man left, effectively. R3B, try as he might to get anything more here. At least make it a dire game for KRX. That was the closing play.
He does manage to get the knock onto Hoxie and Binny. Hang on a minute. Is he just... He's taken quite a hefty chunk out of the team there. KRX going to have to try and recoup something out of it because they do only have 3 players now playing into the match. The circle's going to push them away from their position. Ulf on the north side is a major roadblock for them as well. This 2-1-1 split that Ulf are holding right now, it feels a little bit greedy, but with Eren on the oversight, they know those knocks have come out to the east side. With Kalsi on that west side, they're trying to guard out Orangutan. I think the Kalsi will be the first to move if it comes to it, but Eren also needs to jet on in. Once they consolidate in their position, they're going to have a pretty good time on the north edge.
KK getting backstabbed as well from Aurora. Good shots there to be able to split the squad into only 2 effective players remaining alive. AGAL hunkered themselves down towards the ditch after taking a few shots on target from Nigma. Ooh, backstab though as Joel gets eyes on Ralph. This could be interesting, John.
You've also got Goat Team out in the southwest of this to potentially play spoiler to Enigma Galaxy if they get too embroiled to the north side. Ralph also does need someone to move out and pick him up. The rest of the team are further out to the northwest, and it might just be too far for them to go. Giving up on their compound, that's a really tricky decision to make, and Aurora and Goat are going to fight for the opportunity to take down the rest of the Galaxy.
The nade protocols have been good so far. Let's see if they can do it again. Aurora lining that one up. Good splash damage into the back. Force fighting from a distance. Moxie so low as Foops gets knocked. And Force living on a prayer there, but the double nade is enough to stop it. Only really Moxie that remains alive, but the nades don't stop, John.
Oh dear, that old Goat does need to try and stay alive as long as possible, but the bombardment continues, and Aurora stay alive with all 4 of their players. They're going to swing up towards the north side because Reefus is engaged now with Geeke over the top of the ridge. Doc wants to get stuck in too. Maybe a little bit more reticent now, though, as Reefus does have the challenge. Steps forward, Safji wins it, and Doc just wasn't there. The rest of Aurora, they weren't there either, and Reefus will be the price that they pay. But is there an answer? Is there retribution? Zol looks to try and find one, but Geeke managed to get back behind the headland. An aid on in, let's see if it's good. It splits the difference, takes down one more, and Safji now fighting for his life.
Anything but safe in the position he's left in. Trying to clamber over the top of the bonnet. Low on health, about a quarter of his HP remaining. Shots on target as well to keep things uncomfortable. No moment of respite. No opportunity to catch your breath. Geeke gone. Silenced on this one from Aurora. But other sharks are in the water, John, and they smell that blood.
Airing out in the open, not gonna matter though, because they've got backup. Doc takes a tumble. The knock is sent over their way. KRX are trying to scout out. Could maybe be dangerous for Ulf as they don't have their wits about them, but I'm hoping that they do right now. They will try and maintain that control over the northern side. Thunder Talk Gaming have just been so quiet over the course of this whole match, Jackie. They've been in this position for a long, long time. They can stay there for a little bit longer.
गलती नहीं करनी, कोई भी गलती नहीं कर अभी खुद आराम से करने का हमारा है। साथ ही में इस मैच में जितने हमारे चार बंदे जिंदा है, इसे एक साथ रहो। अलग एक टीम का काफी नेट इतने ज़्यादा होते हैं यार, इन काम नेट ज़्यादा होते हैं। सही जगह पे हो भाई तुम लोग। सर्कल में हो सकता नहीं यार। ओजी वाला वाला गया कसम से दिल गार्डन हो गया मेरा। ओजी वाला का बड़ा मोड़ गया भाई। ये ओपन में बैठे सारे लेते ये प्रति नौकरी नाइस 3 की भी हो गए ना। ये चाहिए था। ओह जेफा भी पे ये भी निकाल दिया, क्या बात है यार कसम। ये भी गया IQ नाइस। IQ नाइस। भाई मुझे पनो क्यों नहीं नो वही ले लिया भाई। पूरा वर्ड गया स्क्वाड। वार्ड दे 5-6 किल हो गए। कल अभी तो चिकन डिनर इंशाल्लाह हमारा ये। सर्कल भी हमारे साथ है। और ये लास्ट ही बन रहा है इसका। कहाँ से एलिमिनेशन निकला? वही जो को नॉक है यार, क्या कर रहे हो? नहीं ना, क्यों क्या कर रहे हो यार? IQ ने गलती कर दी यार। नहीं मूवी करो ना, आगे क्यों जा रहे हो? बस ये 2 बंदे हैं यार। IQ ने बड़ी गलती कर दी, बड़ी। चिकन निकाले तो मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है। और वैसे स्कोर कम है।
Play with as well, so if you crash onto this, TTG are going to have a bumpy ride through, dumping some of the defensive utility out as well. A few Molotovs into the field.
Trying to hold on to a little bit more for later on when you get closer, when you get forced into known nade range. Much more tricky to hit it around the buildings. I mean, when you don't quite know exactly where they are, you can argue that it would be good to put them in now and maybe find an opening knock against AGAL, but they're going to look to try and levy that later on. Liu getting rezzed up there was a massive benefit for them. It means that they have this outpost all the way on an off angle. It's covering off so much ground and limits Thundertalk's position really heavily. Not following through for that flush may have just been a crucial mistake for Thundertalk.
On the other side of the coin, it's a play that could pay dividends for AGAL. This is the worrying duo setup as well. Zone crunching in. We'll see if Maple's forced to advance over the hard cover towards the fence just as it stops on the mark. XCZ still looking on the top side for the peek up. Sitting on the door. That's the nades in as well, and you're starting to take damage here. The shoe could be on the other foot, John. It looks very uncomfortable from TTG, and the double nade on target. Flower and Maple blowing away too. Suddenly you were at panic stations.
Down they go with their backs to the wall. What more have they got? It's all up to Sing for Thunder Talk, but he does find an answer for one. Let's see if he's got any more. A 1 versus 4 would be necessary. He's going to start out well, but it's not going to go his way. Thunder Talk cower on the northwest side. They just are too timorous to take that one down, and instead, AGAL take the top spot. 19 points, 9 eliminations. A nice close down for them.
A big result in the final fight, and it felt problematic. TTG paying for placements for so long, hoping that it would pay off, but that one moment, John, where it felt like you had a chance to commit to it. It was the biggest opener they found in the space of that 5-minute final game sequence. Didn't commit to it, comes back to haunt them.
Absolutely. I mean, not committing to trying taking down Zhol's position out on that west side. I think that they could have done a lot more there to use that high ground. They would have been able to spot the AGAL run up towards the Nigma Galaxy duo. They would have been able to do so much more damage, maybe even flush Liu out, and then flex out towards the east side. They had such a massive opportunity to do that with Sighting moving into that area earlier on. It felt like they kind of threw that one all away, to be honest, Jackie. And when you're at the bottom of the tables, you need to be throwing caution to the winds, not throwing it into the bin.
Yeah, it's brutal, man, because obviously that's the thing, you know, it's everything to gain, nothing to lose in those kind of moments with how close we are towards the end of day two, being down towards the bottom side of the standings. An opportunity present itself, but the indifference there, that paralysis of just overthinking the situation twice towards the mid-game, and then, like you say, with the late game as well. Yeah, it feels like that's kind of the difference maker, man. You know, hindsight's 20/20, John, but in those moments, a new pair of glasses may be needed.
Absolutely, or at least contacts at the very least.
Yeah.
Because they need to be seeing clearly. Some shifts coming through towards the bottom of the tables as well. Some players, some teams rather, jumping up to try and get into the survival stages. A couple of our teams towards the top as well, making a bid to confirm themselves, to lock down one of those 5 direct Grand Finals qualification spots. So really interesting. Moving out of Erangel now, we're going to be moving over to Miramar. I'm very excited to see what our teams are going to bring to the table on this one. The desert is going to be more rotationally focused. We say that all the time, right? So hopefully the smarter players are going to be able to bring something to bear. Who has got the brains behind the brawn?
Yeah, exactly. You're going to need that large IQ to help you get through these kind of games. These are our replays from the final moments on that one as well. Of course, Thunder Talks, like we said, you had one opportunity on the engagement, though. It was a nice knock from AGAL, and then they just ran through with it, John. The nade opener absolutely crippled them.
我抽进，投进一个和右手一个，可以控，可以控，可以控，我能过来，我能过来。右手倒，右手倒，最后一个，最后一个，我右手倒，重新追一个，不用急，不用急，他没去，他是去。
Solid comms, they knew what they'd done already. As soon as the comms go silent, you know that they've got it locked down.
Yeah. Seemed happy, seemed confident with how they played it overall. Good shutdown towards the end. I like the position as well, where we had that 2-2 setup. Yeah, XZZ basically just on the top side, looking over the ledge of the hut. The way you had Liu as well further out, like you mentioned, just giving them so much more map control that really did give them that extra edge.
Yeah, well, that is what you need to try and find. I mean, how many nades were in the pockets, do you reckon? 4 TT, right, when they went down? It felt like they could have used that utility a little bit earlier on. Sure, it's not like the perfect place, but I don't think such a thing really exists when it comes to this. You do just need to be throwing those downrange. There was more that they could have done. It was not to be. And credit to AGAL for being able to leverage that advantage, right? They were able to read into that. They were able to send out, right, and grab their player back up because they felt, oh, yeah, they're not putting pressure on us. Let's just go for it.
I know that's the thing, right? It does kind of feel like we're really egging on this one. Certainly hurting them in these games.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the rotations around that west side as well worked out well for them, right? Because remember, early on, I was talking about AGAL. Oh, they're going all the way out west.
True.
And they were later into the zone. They played a slow game. They played the only team really to go for that sort of thing. And it's obviously worked out well for them in this instance. But I feel like if another team was in Thunder Talk's position, might not have been as easy. But either way, they do manage to make it work. So yeah, very, very smart stuff coming through from AGAL, looking to try and get one of those spots for themselves as well. I'm loving how close all of this is, Jackie.
I know, it has been exciting, right? Obviously a little bit different to the usual spin of things when we're at such a prestigious event like this with the back-to-back games. The fact we're going into a day two with a risk of not only having teams qualifying through, having that sort of, our dream moment, this is great, but the sheer defeat, the sheer panic of sitting there and realising that's it, 2 days of play and it's over, mate. You're thinking about airports, John. You're not thinking about trophies, about the history, about actually giving that solidarity to your organisation with a big result after what's been quite a grind to get here for some of these teams.
I mean, at the end of all of this, right, we do crush the keys, but if you're in this sort of situation, you can't let your mind be crushed already. There is still an opportunity, I think, for any team to make it into at least survival stages, given how we were sat before this, and for the final 2 matches to be so important is pretty important. It is going to be good news. We're going to be jumping down for an interview with Alola.
Yes, we do. I've got Quick here from Alola Club Esports here for a very quick interview before we go into our final 2 games here on the WWCD grid. Sandstorm, thank you so much for joining us as well to help translate. Quick, let's talk about what the issues have been so far over the last 2 days, or the points of contention. What's been stopping you guys from gaining momentum over the past few days?
اول شيء شكرا على تواجدك معنا كويك، وحابب اسالك بخصوص الاداء خلال اليوم الثاني. احكي لنا ايش المشاكل اللي عم بتمروا فيها؟ يعني بين انه مو عندكم مثلا اي نقص بالامكانيات او القدره، لكن يعني في عندكم مثلا نقص من ناحيه الفرص انكم تبنوا عزم في المباراه، فايش المشاكل اللي عم بتمروا فيها؟
والله المشاكل يعني ما عندنا مشاكل انه استراتيجيه وجن سكيل، عندنا يعني كل شيء موجود، بس عندنا انه نحتاج ندخل بالجو، وجاي ندخل بالجو، وان شاء الله الجيمين الباقيه انه راح نهدي اداء ونتاهل.
I want to say it's not that we have an issue when it comes to our tactics, our strategies. We just need to get into the flow of things. And with 2 games left, we're hoping to be able to get into it and get it done within the next games.
I mean, speaking of getting into the flow, even that last map on Erangel, you guys appear to have better flow, better pacing. You come through north side of circle, obviously it pulled away from you guys. You took out Furia, everything seemed to be good. And then the pacing slowed down. What happened?
هلا بخصوص المباراة الماضية كان مبين انه في عندكم يعني بوش قوي من المنطقة الشمالية، قدرتوا تشيلوا فريق فيوريا، كانت سرعتكم كويسة، لكن بعدين بطأتوا وتم اقصائكم بالزون. فايش كانت المشكلة وقتها؟ هل مثلا كانت روتيشن بطيئة، ولا ايش المشكلة اللي مريتوا فيها في الجيم الماضي اللي تم اقصائكم من وراها؟
اخذنا قرار نشيل ار كيو، بعدين دخل علينا تيم فيوريا وقتلناهم، بس اول ما خلص الفايت انه ما عندنا وقت نجمع انفو وندخل على الزون. رحنا يمين شفنا كوتيم ضاغط علينا، رحنا بوجهنا لقينا تيم، رحنا يسار تيم لازم علينا، ومتنا من كثر الضغط علينا بالسيارات.
After we were able to make the push and take down Furia, we tried to rotate in multiple different positions, but every direction we took, there was always another squad waiting for us. So yeah, the fighting did benefit us, but it was a little bit late towards the end. So yeah, it became just too difficult for us to actually find a place that was open and wasn't occupied.
Yeah, I mean, going into these final 2 games now, it's kind of crunch time, isn't it? You're in that bubble of potentially going into the bottom 3. You're currently out of it. Are you going to be able to stay out of that bottom 3 spot? And how are you guys feeling? Are you feeling positive for these next 2 games?
هلا بقى عندكم اخر مباراتين، اخر فرصتين عشان تقدروا تتاهلوا وتكونوا موجودين ضمن حاجز التاهل للسرفايفل ستيج. فاحكي لنا على كيف احساس الفريق، كيف شعورهم، وهل جاهزين، وهل عندهم الامكانيه انهم يضلهم متواجدين ومتاهلين للمرحله الجايه من البطوله؟
شعورنا دائما انه نحو الافضل، انه ايجابيه وما عندنا اي سلبيه، انه احنا نقدر راح نتاهل، بس عندنا مشاكل نريد نحلها، وها هي ما يعني متاهلين الثقة موجودة، الحماس موجود، كل شيء موجود.
I want to say as long as we are in the right mentality and we have the right we're in the right state of mind, we can accomplish what we want to, and hopefully within these last 2 games, like I said before, we'll get into the flow of it, and we believe that we have the ability to qualify, and we'll prove it in the last 2 games.
I like that, a bit of positivity. Thank you so much, Quick, for joining me in this interview. Sandstorm, you're a legend. Thank you so much. We have another interview here on the WWCD grid before we throw it over to the studio, so let's go over to that one.
Yes, we do. Thank you very much, Barney. I am with Aaron, one of the superstars, the young superstar from Ulf here, to talk about some of the games that have gone on so far here for them. And my question to you guys is, obviously, it's been a bit of an up and down results so far from you guys. What do you think about the overall games from today as well as your performance?
Bugünkü maçlarda yine iyi performanslarınız da oldu, kötü performanslarınız da oldu. Genel olarak bugünü biraz değerlendirebilir misin?
Bugün çok iyi de oynamadık, çok kötü de oynamadık. Ortalama puan çektik bence. Çok hatamız var. Onlardan ders çıkarıp son 2 maç inşallah iyi puan çekeceğiz.
As you said, we had ups and downs today as well. But we know our mistakes and we hope to learn our lessons from that and finish on the top in those last 2 games.
So let's talk about that then a little bit. Obviously, a lot of top 4s from you guys so far, but no wins, no chicken dinners just yet. But we're used to knowing that Ulf is always a contender for number 1 and always able to get them chicken dinners on the board. So will there be any adaptations in these next 2 games, or what are you expecting?
Henüz bir win almadınız ama Ulf'u biliyoruz, her zaman 1. sıraya zorlayan bir takım. Top 4'de de çok oynadınız ama hiçbir win gelmedi. Bu son oyunlarda stratejinizde herhangi bir değişiklik olacak mı?
Yani bir değişikliğimiz olmayacak. Aynı oyunumuza devam edeceğiz. Sadece hatalarımızı telafi etmeye çalışacağız.
We will only keep playing our own game and we will try to learn our lessons from the mistakes that we made.
All right, fair. Thank you very much, Aaron, for joining us here. That is us done for here down on the stage. Time to head back into the games here for more PMWC.
Promise you all some more updates while we've got them, because we swung by the Allianz Vault. We grabbed Trav to give us a little bit of some insight into what's been going on, because you guys are already 3 days into your group stage, so break it all down for us.
Yeah, as you say, we're in day 3 at the moment, which means the brackets have kind of reset, the groups are back to the start, and the players are on the same standing again.
Okay.
But the same can't be said for some of the clubs. Team Falcons coming into day 3 of competition with 3 players left alive. They came in with 4, so lost 1 along the way. But other than that, the biggest competition, you're looking at Twisted Minds.
Sure.
Arslan Ash has pretty much done everything you can in this game. So he's just 1 EWC win away from being the GOAT, and that is just a crazy statement.
That's
for
huge.
him. But over, obviously, we see AGL competing across quite a few stages this week. Zubair is one of the favourites to take this competition now.
Ooh.
He beat the favourite in his group. So he's kind of taken that pole position at the moment, and I'm really liking AGL to go far here.
That could be massive.
Exactly. And like obviously in the position they're in on the club championship leaderboard as well, a couple of big wins, they'll be leapfrogging above the rest. Vitality, however, haven't had the best couple of weeks, to be honest with you, and they've put all their faith in one player, Jean Ding. So it's a question of whether or not he's going to be able to get it done. He's been looking kind of hit or miss so far, but obviously with it refreshing and being now in the similar standing, he might have a chance.
So this could be really interesting when it comes to our club championship standings. Obviously, like you mentioned, we've got AGL in 3 out of the 4 stages this week. One of the teams we're paying attention to in PUBG Mobile, you mentioned Vitality. We've got them. We're going to see them tomorrow kind of to kick things off for their group as well. So lots of these clubs could get some massive points this week, kind of shake up the overall leaderboard, because so many clubs are chasing Falcons right now at the tippy top of it. So still lots of action left in store for all of you at home. And of course, when we have some winners, some more points on the board, or some big changes, we'll make sure we're keeping you updated on all of it.
See, I told you Glitter will be able to deliver with the club championship updates. Also, shout out to Trav for letting us know what's going on his stage. But I'm joined by none other than Mr. Blank. He went from casting and now here at the studio with us, and none other than Neptune as well, the 7WG. We got to talk about that last game. AGAL putting themselves in contention for that top 5, Natura.
Isn't it nice? It's so nice. I mean, we've been wanting AGAL to do something for how many games has it been? 8 games so far? Something like that? Yeah, 10 games, even worse. No, they're doing a very, very good job. I am enjoying what they're doing. But to go in a little bit more in depth, right, I really liked how they did that South wraparound, and I think that's really going to be something that we're going to see, hopefully, from them a little bit more, as they're being able to actually, you know, think outside the box a little bit, do those wraparound rotations, able to see those opportunities and do it all over again. So maybe in Miramar it will be happening. But 19 points, I think that is the incentive that they need to do that again.
Yeah, solid from AGAL to maybe, hopefully, they'll be able to make it to that top 5. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen in those upcoming final 2 matches. One team that we actually ended up seeing there that they ended up getting good placement points but not eliminations, Thunder Talk Gaming. Absolute bless, but honestly, does nothing with it.
Yeah, bro, why did it take the weaker Chinese team to let the stronger Chinese team win? What was that about?
I don't know.
That wasn't cool.
Thunder Talk Gaming was camping insanely. They were there for the longest time.
Okay, however you call it that, though, because you came out, you said X-Force in heaven, we're not camping.
I didn't say they were not camping. I say it wasn't just lucky, though. They were holding off people. What do you mean? They were holding off Furia. They were holding a bunch of other people.
Yeah,
but for this one, Thunder Talk, they were legit just camping.
Okay. I agree with that. I mean, to be fair to Thunder Talk, though, they need some points. Okay, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
You gotta do.
Okay, you can't hate too much. No. I tell you what I do hate, though. I'll tell you what I do hate.
What do you hate?
I really do not like Enigma Galaxy's push onto Volcano versus Aurora. That was a throw. That was probably the biggest throw I've seen in quite some time, actually. There was no reason to leave where they left from. And I mean, if we even just roll the tape back to what we were just watching just then, AGAL won from when Enigma Galaxy was playing.
That's true.
Like, we could just sit there all day. We could sit there all day, twiddle our thumbs, and we would have won the game. All right? Aurora has to come off the ridge side into plain view. Got shot by someone else. So I don't really understand the call there. And we're still hitting these strange 2-2 splits. I think sometimes it works really well. Other times, not so much.
Yep. In that one, it didn't work whatsoever if you are Enigma Galaxy. One team that does need the points and was able to put up good points there in the last match was Alula. I really enjoyed the way that they were able to kind of rotate towards the north. And right now, we're seeing an amazing performance out of this squad that's trying to make it to survival at least.
Yeah, it's a really nice play. I was watching them versus RRQ, I think, over in the garage area, and it was actually really, really nice to see that aggression come on through. It was a very strong sort of presence that they put themselves into, moving into the garage area over there, because it wasn't a direct push. There was a solo of RRQ in the garage, but it wasn't direct full-on push. It wasn't direct full.
That's what kind of worries me in a big way at the moment, is that for OG, I do think there has been some times where, you know, they'll find a good spot, they have some good rotates in, and then it feels intentional from there onwards. Like that's a passivity that they go for, and it tends to reward them in the late game. Yeah. I want to see a bit more proactiveness from them in future, because I think that could really help improve their score lines. But right now, they're absolutely fine. There's no reason to change. There are teams, on the other hand, like we're looking at RRQ, they feel like a team that's been forced to make plays. It doesn't feel intentional. And then they're winning off the back of some gun skill. And I think, honestly, Lepar is massively propping up that team at the moment, because he has some really good clutch moments. But it comes off the back of, ooh, did we really want to be here? Now Lepar's going to have to clutch up.
Yeah, it's true. I think you're right there. It's like, and I'm seeing it from a lot of teams. I'm just trying to think of like all the lobbies that we've seen, all the groups, all the teams rather. It's kind of a lot of the same thing. I think OG in the beginning were doing it as well, right? Not so much today, but certainly yesterday it was a little bit of a, let's see what happens if we go here and then see what happens. You know, it's not proactive. Yeah. It's not, there's no plan to it. It's just kind of a bit random. And I think a few teams have been doing that. Like,
For OG, they're not going to be that upset, all right? They ended up with the first place, third place, fourth place. This is just something that they're going to keep on improving. And going back to Alula, something that I actually really want, I was hoping you would end up pointing out. I really enjoy how long they took to rotate in because they were making sure that there was going to be nobody behind them. I really enjoyed that out of them, which kind of allowed them to do that fight that you were talking about with RRQ. Another squad that we actually been seeing now step up as we're seeing the battle there for first place is 4Thrives. 4Thrives with those 2-2 splits.
It was very nice, and 2-2 splits are their big thing. The 1-3, the 2-2, they love doing it, and we saw it in some really good form there in that last game. I really enjoyed that. Very strong. Again, the same point I was making about Alula is the same for 4Thrives. Again, they're intimidating the rest of the teams. They've woken up in this game and gone, right, there's 2 games left. We would like to be in first place, so we're going to be more intimidating, playing those mind games, being very strong, not necessarily going full aggro, but being intimidating. Look at what intimidation gets you. 4Thrives, 92 points.
Not even just intimidation, just being proactive and making sure that they don't let anybody push up on them as KRX was trying to. But 4Thrives right now overtakes that first place. Orangutan still in that second place. Congratulations, Orangutan. You're going to be going to the finals. Aurora Gaming there in that third. And now we're going to be looking at that 5th place and that 4th place because I want you to see how close it is from 4th place all the way down to 8th. Wow. It's just 11 points, which honestly, it can, even through this, even through Ulf as well, they can make that jump, Blank.
They can. I think for Ulf, there's a big opportunity here at the end of the day to make it happen. I wasn't massively impressed with Erin's answers there, though. There was a lot of, we can learn from our mistakes, we can learn from our lessons.
Yeah.
What are those lessons? What are those mistakes? Do they even know what those mistakes and lessons to be learned are? And I think that's a struggle thing for me to listen to, really, because I think Ulf, they have good gameplay. Even watching them Erangel on Airstrip, that was really nice. They had a great setup. It's very creative at the end of the day. But I think Ulf, they have these special moments here and there.
Yes.
Right now, I just don't think we're hitting those yet. Ketch isn't really on his A game. I think Erin's doing a lot of heavy lifting. Scarface, funnily enough, despite having not these massive pop-off moments, he's coming in clutch right now. But Ulf can do it. For Enigma Galaxy, I really do want to see them get into top 5. Yes. They have looked very disappointed throughout these 2 days, which I've been, a little bit unhappy about because I'm like, guys, you've been playing very well at certain points in time. I want that team atmosphere to be a little bit up. You've got Coops with you. Doing phenomenal work. Hype your boy up a little bit. That's all I want to see.
My boy, Coops! Because honestly, he has been performing so well. But before we go into the next 2 matches, we're going to be sending it to Kalaris and the man with the big energy, Hadouks!
That is very correct. We got Miramar on the way, and we want to talk a little bit about that. I've got Hot Jukes with me to talk about it all and how it's going to go down. Obviously, with only 2 games remaining here, Jukes, some of those teams on the bubble, they've got to make moves on one bubble or another.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's what it's all about here. It's top 5 or bottom 3. That's where our eyes are locked because everybody in between is going to that survival stage. But you're right, we're going into the desert, baby. The last 2 matches, and that is where you got to clutch it up. One team I gotta talk about right off the rip is Go Team, right? They won the second to last Miramar yesterday. The one thing though was that they land in that El Azahar area. Both circles in both matches ended up going down to that Los Leones region.
Off the entire tournament for their group stage so far with a win, and since then and it's slipping here, slipping there, and I would like to see GK do a little bit more. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was really demoralizing for them in just that other match where it was down in military base. They had such a great position, and they were not able to put any shots on a team flash at all. Yeah. They took it and won the game from that spot. So it's all about, you have to adapt, right? You're at the biggest stage ever. You're live here in Paris. You got to be able to calm down, settle down, and make it happen no matter what.
Well, between you and Jackie, I'm never escaping the GOAT team subject here from all of this. All right, no more barring, no more barring. It's time to head over to the commentators here for the
he's starting to open up a bit of a gap, a 6-point gap between 14th and 13th on that bubble. Towards the bottom of the tables, that's pretty significant.
It is. That was kind of slick with it as well with the wordplay, John. You were giving me some nursery rhyme type beats there, and you're spot on, because it will be a crime for some of these teams if they don't get through, because they can't make dimes here in PUBG Mobile World Cup, and that'll be a travesty. But with 2 games left, you got to smarten up quick.
Make sure that you're getting in and amongst it. You cannot afford to be timid, to be timorous, to be shy, and back off when you have a knock to play around, you know?
That's kind of remind me.
That's
Come on.
Well, look, you know, as long as it's still in my memory, it's going to be in yours too, because it is a real stain on that one. Plane path goes from Minas del Sur over towards La Cobraria up on the northwest side. Fairly chill on this one, waiting for the circle to come on out, and I'm waiting to observe any hot drops, but it looks like for now we're going to be kind of chill. Picardo, though, could be dangerous if Thundertalk do drop down, because 4 Thrives are on top of it, in and amongst it, but no. Thundertalk, we know what they like to do, and it is get away from other players in the lobby.
You got it in twice in the intro, bud. I can't believe
I've just got to twist that knife.
I know, you really are. You're turning it, you're twisting
Second
it.
place isn't first place, is it?
Yeah, I mean, technically. Second to lose, I suppose. Or first to lose.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll take it.
Something like that. We'll run the numbers. That's not our role. That's Max.
No, it's not. It's not Max. Oh, dear. They're on the road again with a big bang. They're going on through. It's the GOAT team. Heading on up on the South Coast Road, going to potentially move in over towards Puerto Perico and Impala, that sort of area of the map, but the plane path being on the west and the circle being on the northwest is going to make things tricky. But if you want to make things as untricky as possible, make sure you're grabbing those Naruto skins. You saw that flash up on your screens. Jump on into the game. Make sure you go for those draws, because you can look mighty fine on the battlegrounds.
Oh, yeah, you can look pretty damn slick. Come out there styling on fools with your plays, with the mad skins that they've got. Wonderful collab. Everyone's very excited about it. So like John said, make sure you're checking it out and getting your solo peepers, spotting it in-game today. And of course, we'll be using our eyeballs to tell you the lay of the land with the teams here. Give you a run through of everything that matters as we get close. Going into the next game, obviously, it'll be a little bit more deliberation, right? We'll know kind of what we're looking like. Top spots, obviously, being drastically important. Skip survival. And then the bottom side of the pack, because otherwise, John, it's not even a matter of survival stage for you. It's just outright goodbye, good night from the event. Yet to come, really, but it might get a bit defined from this very game of Miramar here.
Yeah, if we're going to see early falls from X-Force Reject, Thundertalk Gaming Stars, it may just be a death sentence for them to try and make their way forwards. Obviously, there is always those mathematical probabilities, because technically you can get 60 eliminations in a game and get a chicken dinner, which gives you a 70-point match. But I've never seen it happen, Jackie. Not legally, anyway.
No, but you can't see air, and they say that it exists. So you never know, John. That's the funny thing. But hey, probably not, eh? Because that would be crazy.
I hate that you've just said that to me, because it's right. But only if you're talking about the visible spectrum of light.
Yeah, I mean, like, we can prove it exists, but...
Yeah. Can you? Can you prove it exists?
There's a fan next to you. That seems to be moving some air.
You don't know what it's doing.
I can feel it.
If you can't prove air, how can you prove fans, you know? You've got to start from the basics. 1 + 1 = 2. Thundertalk Gaming can't close out a game. That's the sort of situation we need to be starting from. That's the foundational elements of this universe.
Well, someone's giving you some funny juice today.
Hey, you know what? I had to do a lot of exercise.
You did actually, yeah. Fair play.
I'm going a little stir crazy with it.
Yeah, you work
normally do cardio,
mate. You know, no one saw the full takes of those as well. There's about half an hour of unedited footage of John getting that clip done. So
I was rehearsing as well.
You were. Oh, it was good to see though, bud. Honestly, I think your rotations would be on point now. The amount of stamina you must have built up.
I've lost it all. I used it. I burned through that candle very, very quickly. Let's take a look at the lay of the land now, because it looks like X-Force Rejects with a chance to take a fight against Ulf. And remember, X-Force Rejects, one of those teams in danger. Reverb is down and out of there. So already a poor start for our bubble team.
Yeah, not ideal. That one's going to get popped instantly. Akin to bursting in the verbiage we're using here, which isn't what you want if you want to try and rise up and actually get yourself out in that danger zone. Devil up top side with the Mini 14 as well. Alula, we were singing their praises previously. They started to build a good amount of energy. Some of the fights we saw from them actually look good as well. R3B, that awkward encounter versus KRX, so far away in terms of distance, but hitting beautiful shots. So mechanically, individually, John, he looked like he was hitting some great form. Rest of the squad comes alive into this one. It could be a good reset. We heard in the interview as well, you know, yeah, there were mistakes, but we can fix things. We're going to come out on top. Would love to see that proven true.
They definitely want to. A lot of power from that last match to see themselves up towards the survival stage zone right now. On 41 points, they're in a decent spot on this map, up towards La Cabrera. They do need access to the hills to their south. And if they can win a fight with X-Force rejects, that would probably be one of the best case scenarios for them, right? If they can take control of the Crater Fields area, get some of that high ground under lock and key against one of their main rivals, there's very few better positions for a team to be in than to be able to find a little bit of confidence right now. That is going to be weighing heavily on the minds. Everyone sat around them. Enigma Galaxy moving in from that western side. RRQ as well could potentially try and jump into the mix there. Orangutan as well have access to those Crater Fields hills, but got a little bit more time before we see things go really to loggerheads. We've only had that one casualty so far.
Yeah, crew moving up. Obviously, from what we saw, it was a little bit stale from some of the hits, more just getting stuck involved into fights when it was forced upon them rather than taking the initiative necessarily themselves. We'll see if that will change here with the approach. Down towards the compound now, having a bit of a loot up. Satan not too far away. No real read or need to engage onto each other yet. So opportunity to at least get themselves armed without an overinvestment. Visual contact there as well. You can see the vehicle driving away, so Satan will clear distance.
Gets a little bit of a wider berth around the roadblocks. For Enigma Galaxy, they're very central on this already. Goat Team, really not so much. Already out in the blue, over towards Impala. Coming in from that eastern side for Goat Team, they are going to need to get towards it, but it's still very, very early days, especially here on Miramar. Waiting for the second circle can often be pretty impactful on a Miramar. Wait for that small shift and try and play for it later on. Get a little bit more looting done out on that east side. We saw Goat Team dropping out and moving quite early on, so the looting phase will have been a little bit offset. Hopefully now, though, they are on the road, and I believe that they are, to try and move in, potentially sweep all the way up to that north side. Could inject towards water treatment, over past Cruz de Valle. But there is Geek in the way in El Azahar, so it could potentially be an unexpected blockage in the system for them. The next zone will reveal itself fairly soon, though, so we'll see what they opt to do with that new information once it's revealed.
Yeah, see what we're cooking with, and this one gets a bit of a shift on the go. Obviously, those later rotates coming up. Condense is relatively central, filling slightly down. So most sides still within a fairly comfortable amount of territory. Water treatment going to be cut out, so you're going to be giving that up for KRX and looking for an advanced path. You can see GK advancing a bit quicker now as well, speeding up on their rotate through the roadside with Goat in relatively close by contest. And then that chance for AJL to potentially bump into Aurora on the late advancement.
Trying to push in on that south side. There are other options for AGAL here. Maybe not wanting to go past Montenuevo. They could send up, maybe try and play up towards El Pozo or swing even further north. But you know this side of the map's going to be really heavily occupied. It's a difficult approach. So going straight through may just be the best option available to them. Geek sort of slowly trundling over the hillsides, and Goat have spotted them now. Moxie hops out, looks for the shots, but doesn't quite take it. Doesn't have the lineup with the rest of the team to confidently get a knock, and you don't want to overexpose here. You don't want to be losing players like this, especially with how tenuous Goat Team's position is in 5th place.
Yeah, and it's not something they generally tend to force the issue on either. Historically, even with the roster being a little bit different to what I'd seen in the past, on Miramar, they were pretty good with late rotates. It's something they really enjoy playing, right? If they can avoid early game fights, they're going to be building into a big finish. It tends to work well for them. That sort of situation, maybe with the tumble from Ragnarok, if he had a clean shot, could have got an opening pick there, tried to build off it. Not worth the risk from the angle they were left in. So late chase, calm it back down. That's more the GOAT style. It'll give GK a window of opportunity to get into the zone. Is that Reject getting a knockover onto 4-5, John? There we go.
I believe it was, yeah, but they're a little bit too far afield to really confirm onto this one. And not only that, but X-Force Reject really cannot do too much to get out of their position now. This is that high ground position that I was talking about, with Alula atop it, but actually Nick the Galaxy kind of in the way of it as well. Yeah. You can see there is this this cabal of 3 players very, very close by, but they are still downhill from that super duper high ground. For Alula, this is a brilliant spot to take points, to try and extract value from this early to mid game.
Interesting lineup, and like you say, obviously not the best position to try and get that follow-up from. So reset from 4-5s, they're going to be more aware and paranoid about the potential angle and not expose themselves. AGAL were slow on the rotate, they were trailing behind Aurora. That started to turn a little bit with them actually pulling up very close towards the Aurora squad, looking to blot out the sun. It's a nice angle on the peak from top. A weapon he's very comfortable with. Takes the pot shot, but not quick on the response. XCZ with a knock, John. Damn.
Now Aurora can't really roll forwards. Doc and Joel immediately rolling back around to try and keep things together. Reapers with some good suppressing fire. There are off angles as well against this position that could potentially be causing worry for AGAL. Do not want to let their momentum slip. Could jump up into the top 5 themselves after this match, but it is still a long way out from the end of this one as the res comes through. So Top's back to his feet. They can start to control this eastern side, but the hills for Alula are just so beneficial now. This is a brilliant game for them to try and make this one work. It's so hard for everybody else to try and move in. I feel like Thundertalk are going to have a really tough time here trying to extract themselves from the southeast side where they sit, which is behind this engagement on our screens now, Jackie.
Yeah, this is something that could be really bad for them with the backstab building. Scouting party play from Doc coming in around the rear whilst the nades are just keeping them hammered into position. AGAL do get one knock onto top once again. It's a good nade thrown out from a key player from the team in Flower H, but on the hard commit, Joel is slick with it with a reply. Punishes him, pushing up daisies. That's the only flowers that are in his mind now. Liu on the reply, jumps behind the steering wheel. Off-angle push on the ridge. Let's see if he can do anything from this.
Moves out into position. Doc on the high ground has control of the angle, though Liu does need to be careful. That smoke's just about to fade. Drops the Molotov to stop any forwards aggressive pushes as Reefus regroups up to the top. All of Aurora are here, and Thundertalk are trying to loop around this one. Okay, put pressure onto the solo. Let's see what Doc's got. He's got backup now, and the rest of Aurora are trying to move on in. It's a breath of life for AGAL, but maybe they want to get stuck in too, because Doc is still fragging out. Nade out to try and find an angle on towards Thundertalk. And this is a little bit more aggressive. This is a little bit more dynamic. That's what we wanted to see. But do they have the skills to back it up? Not stepping in fire. Kind of rule number 1, though, as Jimmy takes a turn around the corner.
Doc on the move up as well, once again armed with a shotty, but it's Joel with an SMG that puts AJ to sleep on first contact. Close quarters combat, Reefus with a hop up, good to shut him down. TTG thought they'd finally got a breath of fresh air, an opportunity to push in an upset versus the lone player of Aurora. But the longer this has gone on, that thunder is being taken away from them.
AGAL moved up towards this fight, but actually took a harrying from KRX, that backstab.